I know me. If I have them just sitting there, eventually I'm going to use them on regular cubes to try and get Sangha. Oh, yeah, I finally remembered. Good job. I actually did it on accident, but good for me. Oh, heck yeah, brother. Praying is the first thing the Lemurians learned. Lemurians. I don't know how to say that. Lemurians. Lemurians. Prophecy. Prophecy. In the dream of the throne, the king listens to the god's revelations. Talu? My boy? Lemuria's storms will calm. Lemuria's abyss will vanish. The king shall protect his virtuous people, bringing the divine kingdom gentle waters, nourishing every blade of grass. Boom! Ah! Oh, is that Miriam? Thunder roared over the island. The tiny figure trembled under the ruins. The ocean roared angrily, not far from her, almost drowning out the thunder. The grand island of Lemuria trembled like a lone leaf in the boundless sea. I think that's supposed to be like Lemuria or something, but I'm gonna call it Lemuria. That's the only way I can pronounce it. Lemuria. Lemuria? That's hard to say. The intense island earthquake has subsided, but she still feels dizzy. The house nearly collapsed entirely, trapping her in the narrow corner with the rubble. Rain poured through the gaps between the stones, drenching her. Several massive boulders hover above her head, precariously supported by a cracked stone pillar, trembling in the storm. Dear king, please save your loyal follower. She looked at the precarious rocks above and shrank into the corner, her fingers interlaced in prayer against her chest. Rainstorm, thunder, earthquake, tsunami. It's like a song. The people of Lemuria sleep with calamities. Praying was the first thing they learned. You are the executor of the gods, the faith of Lemuria's people. Lemuria. I will offer you everything. Please help me, save me. I wish that word would stop showing up because I can't pronounce it correctly without, thinking. Father said that gods and kings would save the people of Lemuria. She didn't know what gods or kings were. She called out repeatedly. The gods still haven't appeared. They never have before. They never have before her, but besides praying, she can do nothing. The cracks in the stone pillar are becoming more pronounced. It can no longer support the weight of the rubble above. My master, please save me. Miriam recalled her mother's dirty, broken body when it was dug out from the ruins. In her final moments, did she feel cold, fearful, and hopeless like I do now? Tears helplessly mixed with the rain. The voice grew weaker, trembling with the body. Whoa. Ah! Miriam! The stone pillar cracks. Before the massive stone falls, a familiar figure rushes over, pulling Miriam into their arms. Father? Miriam slowly lowers her arm, which had instinctively shielded her face. Whoa. She embraced the familiar figure. Don't be afraid, Miriam. I'm here. Be careful, kid. Don't touch the shoulder. You're bleeding? Rocks fell, debris flew. The man shielded the girl from the stones, his sun-darkened skin covered in cuts and bruises from the rubble. Frantically digging through stones and dirt, even with bloody, mangled hands. Rain washed over the man's body, mingling with fresh blood and staining the rubble red. Father, I'm the one that hurt you. A rough, broad hand gently patted her head. Foolish child, what are you saying? As long as you're safe, any injury is insignificant. Phew, made it just in time. Thank you, my lord, for protecting my family. I think it was... My protector was my father. The people of Lemuria survived thanks to the king. Only by devoutly worshipping the king can you protect your family. You're still young, but you'll understand when you grow up. Eno smiled and patted her head. Together with Miriam, he bowed devoutly towards the temple. Come, recite with me. The lost shall be guided by my lord. ... Ah, black screen. All that is desired, my lord shall grant. Miriam? All who are devout shall be blessed by our lord. Miriam, asleep? Ah, father, sorry. I was just thinking about the past. Miriam, are you sure you want to be a priestess apprentice? Yes, Father. That's good, that's good. I notice you seem distracted and usually don't like talking about these things. I thought you didn't like it. You took the initiative to run for priestess apprentice that day. Father was so happy our little girl has grown up. Since we're here, let's listen to the priest. The king is closest to the gods. He sees everything. Only the devout receive his favor. Well, I understand, Father. It's never the king who cares, Miriam thought, but didn't say. Dad, will sister be chosen? Of course. The priest in the city said your sister's mental talent is even stronger than the priests themselves. Not only can she become a priestess, she might even become the high priestess in the future. That's the highest honor. If that's true, your mother in the other world would be proud of you. Ah, the priest is coming. Amid Sarah's excited shouts, everyone looked ahead. The priestess in a purple veil chants prayers as she walks. She passes each candidate child and stopped in front of Miriam's family. My lord, please hear my devout plea. Accept my daughter Miriam. The father's soft prayers and the priest's authority silenced Miriam. She bowed her head in anticipation. The priest's raised hand rested on her forehead. Priest, may I ask about my child? The father looked humbly at the priestess. She did not respond, nor did she show any expression. She had seen too many such stories and had no interest in the low cries of animals. Those well-maintained hands didn't pause for a moment. The priest, accompanied by the attendant, turned and left, and returning to the altar. Didn't make it? Father, I'm sorry. I still haven't been able to help the family. What are you talking about, silly child? The stars have already set everyone's fate. Didn't your father also fail to become a priest? As long as you live healthily and happily, Dad will be satisfied. Even if you can't be a priest, you're still Dad's good child. He's gonna die. He's too wholesome of a character. Dad, what about me? Shut up! No, I'm just kidding. You are all good kids. Could you imagine? Miriam could see her father's disappointment, yet his rough, broad hand still gently rests on her head. Since she was little, whenever she felt scared, lost, or sad, this hand would always appear, gently patting her head, calming her down. From childhood to adulthood, what has the owner of that hand adored, and what has been done to help him? Miriam lowered her head, hiding her reddened eyes. Hey sis, look, an old man is coming onto the stage. That robe, the purple one. A devout follower eagerly squeezed next to Enos, standing on tiptoe to get a better view. Is it the high priest? The high priest actually came out of the temple? No one mentioned this. An old man emerged from the back room. His face was aged, but his steps were steady, and his attire was meticulously maintained, without a single wrinkle. The high priest, the only one who can meet the king in all of Lemuria. His status is second only to the king, who communicates with the gods. The old man's stern gaze swept across the room. He said nothing, but under his gaze, the once noisy temple fell silent. Soon the gaze turned towards Miriam. Guided by the priest, the old man placed his wrinkled hand on her forehead. The proud priest now bowed before the old man. Everything in the temple seems to have frozen with his arrival. She can't breathe or sense the passage of time. Would you kill your father for the king? A cold voice emerged from the high priest, shattering the frozen time, still like a thunderclap. Miriam lifted her head, seeing the high priest's aged, stern face. What? What did you say? Tell me, what is faith? Faith is giving everything for the king. But my father is a devout believer. The king cherishes his people. He won't let me. You shouldn't be a priest. You shouldn't be born in Lemuria. You should be exiled or executed. Miriam, the high priest, didn't mean that. High priest, please forgive Miriam. She just struggles to express herself. We are willing to give everything for the king. The gods guided me here. This must be the destiny foretold by the stars. Destiny, huh? The high priest ignored Enos and Miriam, sighed deeply, and walked back into the temple. Soon a priest hurried over, his footsteps echoing in the quiet hall. She stopped before Miriam, smiled, and handed her a badge. Bring it to the temple in 7 days for training. Congratulations, Miriam. You are now a Lemurian priestess apprentice. Sis got chosen! Sis got chosen! Sarah jumped up excitedly, while Enos clenched his hands in front of him, trembling slightly towards the statue. Thank you, priest, thank you. Our master has heard our voices. Thank you, our master, thank you. Paya, did you hear? Our child has become a priest apprentice. If you could see this, you would be so happy, Paya. Papaya? Miriam froze, not understanding what had happened. Sister cheered wildly. Father secretly wiped away tears, and the surrounding crowd offered sincere or envious congratulations. A dark emblem engraved with tentacles and storms rest quietly in her palm, indifferent to all the sights and sounds around, like an aloof prophecy. You like fish? When we get back, I'll make you a feast of your favorite dishes. I must tell everyone, share the good news. My Miriam is going to be a priest of Lemuria. Still, just an apprentice. The high priest has given you special attention, showing Miriam's gift is extraordinary. There will be no problem. Miriam didn't understand the high priestess' meaning or why she was chosen. She looked at her father and sister, seeing happiness on their faces for the first time in a long while. Miriam touched the badge, a smile on her face. Finally, like her father, she brought smiles to her family. Let the smile continue, she thought. Yeah, she's gonna get, like, super brainwashed and kill her dad. I see it coming. An ocean died. She buried the sea's corpse. Over the deep-sea reflection, the king's dreamscape fades and God's realm decays. She saw herself walking from ancient dreams into future ruins. She questioned the abyss, but it remained silent. She offered tribute only for her own echo to answer back. Enjoy, he said. Enjoy the lowly warmth. Enjoy the fate that's been cooked. Fish meat, part 2. Zap. Fresh fish meat goes into the pot with wonderful sounds and aromas wafting from the humble kitchen. Wow, look at this desolate place. It looks so cool, actually. I love the design of, like, everything in this game. It's so amazing. I'm awestruck every time. These are the daughter's favorite dishes. Enos has been making them for over a decade and can precisely control each spice with his eyes closed. Sis, your stomach's acting up again. Every time you smell fish, you feel nauseous. The sister patted Miriam's back, sighing and shaking her head. A grandmotherly expression appeared on the 10-year-old's face, making Miriam chuckle. I'm fine, Sarah. Sis, why don't you like fish when it's so delicious? I thought you said fish was her favorite. Maybe it was because I ate too much as a kid. Maybe it was the fishy taste, or maybe... Sarah, I haven't told you about Mom's passing yet, have I? Sarah shakes her head quietly, nestled in Miriam's arms. You were just born then, and your mom was bedridden. When the rocks rolled down the mountain, she couldn't escape in time. The wind was strong that day, and fish fell from the sky, landing on Mom. Her eyes were wide open, just like those fish. Miriam stopped speaking, and Sarah didn't ask further. Well, way to traumatize somebody, huh? The young sister clung to her sister, patting her back. You don't like it, why not tell Dad? If I don't like something, I'll tell you directly. After Mom passed away, Dad took care of us on his own. He's had a tough life. In Lemuria, fish is the cheapest food. I'm not very capable and can't help much at home. The only thing I can do is to avoid causing him trouble. Sarah, remember when you grow up, you need to help Dad, okay? Hey, sis, when you say you like being a priest, is it the same as when you say you like eating fish? Here, two little princesses, the last dish is ready. The father's voice from the kitchen interrupted Sarah's question. Miriam smiled and changed the subject. Sarah, you can't tell anyone about this, okay? Got it. Sarah won't trouble her sister and Dad. Miriam smiles and pats her sister's head. Oh, she's gonna die too. Way too wholesome. Leading her to the kitchen to enjoy the feast their father prepared. Soon various fish dishes filled the small table at home. When you went grocery shopping, I told the townspeople and wrote letters to distant relatives. They'll know in a few days. The neighbors who watched you grow up are happy for you and brought lots of food and drinks. Oh right, and the priest in town. I heard you were chosen by the chief priest. He came to talk to me, very polite. It's just a small matter, no need to tell so many people. This is no small matter. If my sister becomes a priestess, she'll earn a lot of money and can hire someone to clean for me. Don't talk nonsense, Sarah. Being a priest is a sacred profession, not for such things. What does the priest do? The priest's mission, it starts from a long time ago. This is a story every Lemurian should know. Enos picks up Sarah, placing her on his lap, and strokes her head. Lemuria has a glorious history and a brilliant civilization. The power of the gods protect this country, granting us endless happiness and peace. There are no disasters or illnesses here. Everyone has endless food and wine. Even the deceased can reunite with the living with the help of the gods. But at some point, people here stopped hearing the voices of the gods. Natural disasters became more frequent. Our country is surrounded by endless sea. No one has ever been able to leave. Only the gods can change this. Our king is the only one who can communicate with the gods. The king will hear the oracle and bring us divine blessings. By then, all disasters will disappear. The dead will be resurrected, and we will live on this land forever. Lemuria will become the perfect divine kingdom again. His Adam's apple moved as he withdrew his hopeful gaze from the temple. But the king's power is limited and needs the help of his people. Only those with strong enough mental power can become priests to convey the king's will and assist him. As an ordinary person like me, I don't have the talent to do anything. I can only watch helplessly as your mother. Forget it, forget it. Today is a good day. Let's not talk about it. He wiped his eyes and patted his two daughters' heads with a smile. Becoming a priest, helping the king, and saving Lemuria is the highest honor. Thank you, king, for giving our humble home such an opportunity. Enos raised the cup. The murky liquid swirled inside, emitting a pungent smell of cheap alcohol. Lemuria's poor loved this drink, cheap and strong, giving them brief solace at a low cost. Impurities in alcohol can cause severe headaches the next day. To them, hangovers and pain are a cherished gift. He drank it all in one go. Sarah, your father is useless, but your sister is the pride of our whole family. Here, Miriam, your favorite fried fish fillet. Old Ona just caught it today. I specifically asked him to save it for me. Dad doesn't want to pressure you too much. Just go for it. I know you can do it. Dad only hopes that you can take care of yourself in the future. If anything bothers you, write me. I'm leaving home tomorrow. Who knows when I'll get to eat Dad's fish again? Oh, that's not the right person. What? That's supposed to be Miriam. It is what it is. A plate full of fish was placed in front of Miriam, golden and aromatic. Sister is smiling, father is smiling, tears in his eyes. Mother seems to be sitting nearby, smiling at me. Her clothes were tattered, her body broken, and her eyes wide open, just like the fish on the plate. I will become a priest. I won't let you down, father. Miriam put the fish in her mouth, chewed and swallowed. She smiled at her family. Aw. She's got like a really wholesome backstory so far. I can't wait for it to go all dark, which is what's going to happen. Praying in the acre. His will weaves like a web of stars, awaiting your dreams in the eternal void. Is Tulu gonna finally show up? Oh, my boy. A deep hum like a call from ancient times. The massive stone door, engraved with relief carvings, slid open under an unknown force. Not a single ray of light from outside could penetrate inside. Intense, pure darkness issues an invitation to all from within the door. The temple exterior is open for ordinary worshippers, but only those qualified to become priests can enter here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inner sanctum. Welcome to the king's abode. A gust of wind blew from the sealed inner hall, carrying a strong acre scent. Follow the priest into the inner sanctum. The darkness strangely vanishes as an unknown light illuminates the seemingly endless cobblestone path. At both ends of the path were two huge pools. Miriam approached a pool and peeked inside. Swish. A wet creature leaps from the water, sparse human hair draping over its fish-like face. Its gills slightly open, slimy lips moving, mutated vocal cords vibrating, emitting chaotic, meaningless sounds. The human limbs are covered in chaotic scales, reflecting a filthy sheen, flailing wildly on the water's surface. Pop, pop, pop. In two huge pools, countless fish-faced creatures with identical faces emerge from the water, frantically slapping the surface and making strange noises. They crowd in the water, countless fish eyes staring emotionlessly at Miriam. Miriam struggled not to vomit. These are... Who is that? That's right, they are the great pioneers. It's my first time seeing them too, so this is what they look like. The priest's apprentice named Deborah, I don't know, I think it's Deborah, stood beside Miriam, excitedly patting her, showing no reservation despite it being their first meeting. Legend has it, the king received a divine oracle instructing him to transform his people with divine blood to prepare them for natural disasters before Lemuria becomes a divine kingdom. These pioneers bravely took this step for the future of the Lemurians. Once we become priests, we will be the ones performing the Murloc transformation ritual. I will be too excited to sleep. Deborah greeted the Murlocs with joy, gently stroking their smooth faces. The other apprentices also bowed, paying respect to the sages. Miriam stood still, watching the scene. The great pioneers, I wonder if their families would think the same if they saw this. The prayer room is just ahead. Everyone follow me. The stone door closed silently, blocking out the Murloc screams and the outside noise. The apprentices kneel at the prayer seats, looking toward the altar and the huge statue behind it, composed of human bodies, a throne, and tentacles. The statue's face is blurred, a human body seated between a massive throne and tentacles, creating a stark contrast. This is a statue symbolizing the king. The old man walked out from the right side of the statue room, waved his hand, and stopped the apprentices who wanted to stand up and salute. The prayers are before you. Read them, recite them, and most importantly, believe them. Believe in them. High priest, will we be able to help the king if we accomplish these tasks? The high priest glanced at her. The king will tell you, pray. The old man left the room, leaving only a priest and some guards inside. The light in the prayer room dims, and the statue ahead flickers with a mysterious faint glow. Miriam picked up the prayer book before her. Ah. The writing on the paper is not in the common language of Lemuria, but a complex hieroglyphic with more dimensions than the real space. The symbol is ancient, perhaps from another world. Miriam had never seen it, but its meaning entered her mind automatically upon reading. Each word holds immense information. Countless scriptures flood into Miriam's brain, overwhelming the fragile human mind. My head, it hurts. People around kept falling. Miriam, enduring the pain, recited the prayers from the paper. In the distant dim abyss, ancient great souls slumber. Miriam spoke these words in ordinary Lemurian, but they turned into another language as she spoke. At the same moment, her voice overlapped and intertwined, resonating complexly. Like words, her voice formed a high-dimensional structure, as if echoing from an unimaginable space-time. His will weaves like a net of stars, awaiting your dreams in the eternal void. Miriam continues chanting. At some point, the world before my eyes disappeared. Surrounded by the deep sea, all she could see from any direction was a void of water. In the deep sea, tiny lights scatter like stars in the universe. Miriam felt like a star, her light gathering somewhere. She looked towards it. Countless beams of light converge, forming a blurred outline. It resembles a shape made of a body, throne, and tentacles. Is that the king? Yeah, that's the king. That's a boy. Bang! As if disturbed by a sound, he awoke from the stone throne. With his awakening, the entire void seemed dim for a moment. Behind him, the vague silhouette of an old man appeared. You heard her voice, my lord. The king of Lemuria is still on the throne, and I am just the successor. You shouldn't address me like that. The king of Lemuria is not determined by who sits on the throne. Whoever's closest to the gods is our lord. I don't like this title. In his life, the old king heard a single oracle. This oracle kept him on the throne, becoming the faith of his people. The oracles you hear surpass those of countless past kings of Lemuria, and you are still a child. You are the hope of Lemuria. The old king's days are numbered, and he has already given his consent. Soon you will ascend the throne. You need to get used to this title, my lord. The young boy leaned back in his chair, tired, no longer arguing with the old man. First prayer, and you connect with me. Witnessing my form, is she the one foretold by the stars? It's her, I've verified. If the stars don't lie, she is Lemuria's future. You don't think so? Talented but distracted, she cannot help you, my lord. She doesn't believe in prayers, and you are in Lemuria's future. She only believes in her family. Miryam was a person grounded in reality. Such a person couldn't bear Lemuria's fate. Living in reality rather than illusion, that is my hope. No one should bear the fate of Lemuria. A noble wish, my lord. Born in Lemuria, we each have our own duties to fulfill. We have no choice. Whether it's her, me, or you, it's the same. Boring. I'm going to rest. He waved his hand. The old man bowed to him and vanished into the endless void. Before falling asleep, he glanced at those who offered him light. An unheard sigh vanished into a boundless void. Ah! Next came a heart-wrenching sensation of falling, followed by a sharp pain. The pain didn't last long. Miriam left the void space and looked around. Some who couldn't read or recite the prayers had been asked to leave the prayer room. Among those remaining, some lie on the ground in pain, while others eyes closed in prayer, wearing blissful smiles. Deborah sat beside her, smiling as she slowly opened her eyes. Seeing Miriam, she looked concerned. Hey Miriam, you alright? My head hurts. I was fine just a moment ago. Why did I suddenly leave? Is something wrong? Seems you have failed. The king's dream has rejected you. But why? I clearly saw its silhouette. How did it suddenly... The priest enters the king's dream through prayers to offer assistance. Seeing the king's silhouette is a remarkable feat, achievable only by the most gifted priests. I'm not quite sure what the problem is, but it's the first time. Maybe it's just a matter of getting used to it. It'll get better. Thank you. No need to be polite. Do your best. The prayer is essential for every priest. Whether for prayers or the Murloc transformation ritual, you'll need this prayer to connect with the king. Let's stay in the temple together and become priests of the king, turning Lemuria back into a divine kingdom. Friendliness eased Miriam's weakness. As she prepared to leave, she glanced at the statue again. The light and shadow from the spiritual dimension overlapped with the statue. A vague figure sat slanted on the throne, its face obscured by tendrils symbolizing great power. Fleeting eyes seemed to look beyond the followers in this room, beyond the giant stone doors, gazing at the masses of Lemuria. In those eyes, is it conviction, compassion, or weariness? I don't know. In the rain. Struggling in the rain, saying goodbye in the rain. My mouth is getting so dry. I need to get a drink. But several months later, she held a sacrificial dagger, gazing at a half-human, half-fish creature on the stone altar. The sound of wind and rain, along with the distant thunder, penetrated the thick stone walls, dully echoing inside the temple. Followers of my lord, please, please, open your hearts and accept my lord's... Sorry, She ran to the side, covering her mouth, and could barely stand by holding onto the wall as her stomach cramped. Miriam, are you okay? I'm fine. Sorry, Deborah, for holding you up. You should worry about yourself first. This can't go on like this. Luckily, it's just practice today. If the priest were here, you'd be scalded again. Being scalded is nothing. If I were the priest, I might have expelled myself from the apprentices. You know that, right? And you can still laugh. It's been almost half a year, and you fail every time you do the Murloc ritual. This is getting dangerous. You grasp those complex herbal theory classes faster than anyone, so why can't you handle this ritual? Sorry, I can't bear to do something so cruel to them. I just can't. With such an amazing talent, how could you fail? Just like the High Priest said, you only need to pray wholeheartedly for the king and forget everything else. You can do it. Deborah, every time I see those prayers and those fish-like creatures, I think of my family. Those who appear by my side to protect me have always been my family, not the king. Shh, what nonsense are you talking about? Oh man, look at that yandere look by Deborah. My lord, please forgive Miriam. Her mind is clouded by fear of the fishmen. Please forgive. Deborah bowed respectfully towards the statue in the prayer room. Then she glared fiercely at Miriam. Watch your words. If the king hears you, you'll be punished. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't think like that. Ah, forget it. There's no rushing this. We'll take our time. The Lemurians mostly care about their king, but you seem more concerned with your family. Yet, I've never heard you mention them. Haven't seen them for half a year. You must miss them a lot. Want to talk about it? Is that okay? It might take a while, and it's all just trivial stuff. Anyway, there's nothing much to do. Take your time to talk and I'll listen. Oh, don't do it. She might kill your family, bro. Let me think where to start. Well, I used to have my father, mother, and a younger sister at home. When I was little, my mother passed away due to a natural disaster. My father raised us alone. He is a great man and has always protected this family. My sister is also very cute, though she can be a bit careless. She's smart and very understanding. Come to think of it, you two have similar personalities. How about I take you and another little sister today? Well, Miriam, you sure like taking advantage of me. Huh. Much like every other character in the game. Miriam rarely talked about these things. At first she was hesitant, speaking haltingly. Soon her words became fluent and light. She shared details, memories about her family with Deborah, smiling unconsciously as if revealing her secret treasures. Amid the faint sound of thunder, they walked along the long, peaceful corridor, playing and laughing. The day before he came to the temple, he cooked me a table full of fish. I pretended to like it and ate it all. He was so happy then. He looked so happy then. If your dad knew the truth, he'd be furious with you. I promised my sister that he'll never find out about this. When I go back, I'll have to eat his fish again. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. Headache? You seem pretty happy to me. You're in pain but enjoying it. You deserve it. Bang, bang, bang. The sound of clashing weapons and hurried footsteps echoed through the inner hall, interrupting their conversation. Stop! Emergency! Catastrophe! Southern Valley! Casualties! Cleanup crew! Prevent plague! A few words reached Miriam's ears from afar. The guards hurried deeper into the inner hall. She suddenly stopped. Southern Valley? Miriam, you just said your home is around there. Deborah, I gotta go back. Miriam quickly nodded, anxiously looking around as if searching for something. Are you curious? It's a serious crime for the priest's apprentice to escape from the temple without permission. I think she said, are you crazy? I read it wrong. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Don't worry, Miriam. Your family will be fine. No, Deborah. The terrain in South Valley is treacherous, just like my mother before. I have a feeling I must go back and check. But the Assembly for All Priests is about to start. For all apprentices is about to start. I can't think of a way to help. Miriam, you... A strong drowsiness overwhelmed her mind. It was a hypnotic herb used in sacrificial rituals carried by the priests. It helps believers find peace and aids priests in relieving guilt. Among all apprentices, Miriam excelled in the courses Deborah always knew. I don't want to get you involved. Just have a good sleep. I must go back. Sorry, Deborah. She gently placed Deborah in an unnoticed corner and, before the guards returned, ran towards the temple's exterior. Oh man, listen to my lord, submit to my lord. Heavy rain, fierce wind, thunder. To the devout, my lord shall bestow favor. Collapsed houses, crying crowds, rubble falls like scattered blocks from the mountainsides. To all who wish, my lord shall grant. The world in her eyes turned into another color, as if covered by a blood-stained filter. After running in the rain for hours, she wasn't sure if she had arrived in her hometown. Why have all those familiar streets and buildings disappeared? Where have all those familiar neighbors gone? She traveled all the way here. Now she just wants to leave, but her legs still dragged her back home. The home that carried her countless laughters and tears. A home ravaged by countless disasters, rebuilt time and again. The once thriving home now lies in ruins. All suffering shall be repaid by our Lord. The man knelt, hunched among the ruins, indifferent to the sharp stones and splinters. The heavy rain pounded his back. He hunched over, trying to bend his body into a makeshift shelter against the storm. The eaves couldn't shelter anything. No matter how hard he tried, the heavy rain penetrated his small body, falling onto the corpse, of the little girl in his arms. He could only keep stroking her face with his rough hands, wiping the rainwater off her gradually cooling, paling face. Sarah, no. Miriam's voice barely vibrated, almost inaudible. She walked forward, crawled numbly to her sister's body, and touched her with trembling hands. She was asleep at that time. You know, Sarah always sleeps deeply. Nothing can wake her up. She left peacefully. No fear, no pain, no longing, nothing. Back then when your mother died, I told myself the same thing. This is the only way I can comfort myself, Miriam. I couldn't protect them. This is all I can do. The man thought his tears had long dried up, but as he spoke, they mingled with the rain once more. His pale lips, trembling from cold and fatigue, moved slightly. God, I don't like this. Enos coughed painfully. Miriam noticed 2 large wounds on his leg and abdomen, oozing the last of his blood. Father, you're hurt. She frantically took out some unknown herbs and applied them to her father's wound, then looked around wildly for anything useful. Miriam, it's pointless. I can save you. I can save you, Father. I've done all I could, Miriam, but it was pointless. They still died. Your mother and sister. In Lemuria, someone like me, nothing matters. He struggled to lift his head, gazing at the shattered mountains, the ruins all around, and the motionless sky that had cast disaster upon the island. Following his gaze, Miriam looked at the mountains on both sides. Father, that's... Huge boulders rolled down the mountain, set to engulf the entire town. Several massive tentacles extended from the ground, blocking most of the terrifying stones. Enos lowered his head, looking at his daughter, his only remaining hope and pride. It's a miracle of the king. The king protected us. I'm a worthless wretch, yet the king still protected me. You're different from Dad, Miriam. You can be a priest, our pride. You have meaning. You can help the king, save Lemuria. Welcome the divine realm. Father, Father! The blood from the wound has almost dried up. Rain mixed with blood, staining Miriam's long dress red. Enos' hunched body still shields his deceased daughter from the unstoppable storms. He bent down, seemingly just to hold his daughter, bidding farewell to the day's toil, and entering the sweet slumber of the night. Father, I'm sorry I failed. Regret and pain felt like endless heavy black mist suffocating Miriam. She hugged her father and sister tightly. The rain seemed to lessen. She looked up and saw a black umbrella blocking the sky. Miriam turned and saw a row of guards and the old man in a holy robe. It seemed like seeing a lifeline. She knelt and moved towards the old man. High priest, please save my father. Guards, take her away. My sins are mine to bear, but my father, he has always been the king's most loyal follower. Please save him. You don't understand, Miriam. Lemuria doesn't care about a believer's life or your sins. Lemuria only cares about the future in dreams, the future as a divine realm. You might be part of the future, but that depends on your choice. The old priest looked up at the sky. His sharp eyes seemed to be having a conversation Miriam couldn't understand. Miriam, do you believe in the king? I believe in the king, High Priest. I believe in the king. I am a follower of the king. I will do anything. Would you kill your father for the king? Miriam, do you believe in the king? The High Priest suddenly approached her, eyes piercing like a sharp blade. Miriam froze. The High Priest's question made her forget to call for her father's help. There is a way to keep your father alive. Chief Priest? Now answer me. What is faith? I don't know, sir. Faith is the root of all responsibility and meaning. It leaves no room for anything else. Only faith in the king can save your father. To gain this faith, you must first kill your father. Master Priest, I don't understand. The High Priest walked slowly towards Miriam, staring into her eyes, searching for any flicker. Turn your father into a merman to save his life. What if Cassius was her father? Wouldn't that be freaking nuts? Even though he's too young, I believe. Forget your father, forget your family, devote yourself to the king of Lemuria. Praise him, follow him. Like a priest, complete the transformation ritual as guided by the king. This is the only way to save your father and redeem yourself. He looked at Miriam's frail figure on the ground, as if seeing a prophecy of destruction and rebirth, of abyss and hope. So, Miriam, are you ready to kill your father? No. King's gift. Answer me, my lord. I shall offer you the most precious gift. King's gift, part 5. Inside the temple, so this is what it looks like. Sarah mentioned a few days ago that she misses her sister and wants to visit, to see what her sister's place is like. Eno just gently caresses his daughter's face. The expensive herbs temporarily saved his life. This devout believer entered the sacred hall for the first time, coming so close to the king. Hatred for disasters, grief for his daughter, fear of death, and the joy of pilgrimage. Conflicting emotions tore at his ordinary body. He leaned on Miriam's shoulder. When you were a child, you would go fishing with me. When you got tired and we headed home, you'd rest against me just like this. When you wake up, we'll be home. Your mother was pregnant with your sister then, traveling far to pick us up. I always tell her to rest at home, but she never listens. Remember, Miriam? I remember, Father, all of it. This road feels just like the way home. The daughter has grown up now. When Dad is tired, he finally has someone to rely on. Miriam looks at her father. The man who once appeared godlike, protecting and supporting the family, now seems so old and frail. Like a false rock, when the hard shell shatters, it reveals a fragile heart inside. We're here, get off. The wagon came to a halt. Dim oil lamps burn in the ritual chamber, their stands slowly rotating with etched tentacles and eyes watching the busy people. In the center of a blood-red magic circle drawn with ancient symbols, a solitary stone bed waits. Miriam helped her father onto the stone bed. Just a few steps seemed to have drained all of Enos' strength. He coughed painfully, almost fainting. It's okay, Father. It's okay. You'll get better soon. It was in this room that your ritual failed many times. I remember, High Priest. If you can't wholeheartedly follow the King's decree and gain his approval, your ritual will still fail. You can choose to give up. I'll make his death painless. This is your destiny. Think carefully, then decide. The guards placed the tools and materials needed for the rituals aside and left the room with the chief priest. The dim candlelight illuminates the room's last two occupants. Miriam kneels by the stone bed, burying her head in her father's chest. What should I do, Father? You cried, child. What made our little Miriam so sad? Hands gently stroked Miriam's head, comforting her as always. Miriam couldn't stop crying. Her body shook as tears fell onto Enos' cold, wet body. She held her father's hand tightly, as if her grip could keep him by her side. Miriam, did you hear that? It's your mother's voice. She's calling us home for dinner. And Sarah, she's waving at us. I saw it, Father. I saw it. I told your mother we'll have fish today. Dad knows it's your favorite. Your mom doesn't know yet, but our Miriam has become a priestess apprentice. Tell her later. She'll be shocked. Soon you'll become a priest, right? Yes, Father. Soon will become a priest. I knew it. You've got talent. I've always known that. The people of Lemuria live tough lives. I've never liked Lemuria, kid, but I can't leave. Because you're here. My home is here. I could do many things. Build houses, fish for money, cook for you, but I can't change anything. You're different, Miriam. You will become the king's most trusted follower, helping the king turn Lemuria into the legendary Divine Kingdom. In the Divine Kingdom, there's endless food and wine, with perfect weather every day. No one dies from disasters anymore. We'll have a sturdy stone house. Enos, Paya, Miriam, Sarah. In that house, our family will live happily together. Yes, Father. We'll meet again in the Divine Realm. Our family will live together in the Divine Realm. She wiped away her tears, slowly stood up, and picked up the dagger beside her. The dagger curves in a peculiar arc, engraved with intricate hieroglyphs similar to those in prayers. In the stone basin beside the dagger, the godly blood ripples slightly, reflecting an eerie glow in the candlelight. Severe delirium made Enos lose most of his consciousness. He stared at Miriam curiously, like a newborn seeing the world for the first time. Miriam, you're a priestess now. Did you ask the king? Did the king tell you when the Divine Kingdom will descend on Lemuria? I've asked, Father. The king said soon. Soon. Amidst the tears, a faint smile appeared. She approached Enos, bent down and touched his face. I won't let you down, Father. The Divine Kingdom is coming, Father. Soon our family will reunite. Poof. That's a weird stabbing noise, poof. The dagger plunged into Enos' chest, eliciting a painful howl. Blood spattered, staining Miriam's right cheek. Miriam's eyes widen as she intently watches the cut between the dagger and the flesh, as if observing a masterpiece. The dagger glides, slicing through skin and flesh. Enos howls in agony, like a beast being dismembered. Roars and blood surged in the trial, like dense spikes piercing through Miriam's face and skin, stabbing into her heart and lungs. His heart and lungs. Probably, actually. Blood. Followers of our Lord, open your heart and embrace our Lord. Blood and tears washed over Miriam's twisted face. She chanted prayers, her hands moving faster and faster. Dagger halted on Enos' body, symbol of happiness and hope were drawn with his own flesh and blood. All this devout shall be favored by our Lord. Whatever you wish for, my Lord shall grant. She lifted the divine blood and poured it into the symbol like wounds on Enos. The moment divine blood touched those symbols, it became lively and excited, like a snake sensing the heat of its prey. No need for Miriam's guidance. They followed the heat source, entering Enos through the wounds. As the divine blood flowed in, Enos' screams grew more intense. His wounds healed at visible speed. Meanwhile, his features began to degenerate. His eyes grew enormous and bulging, his lips turned slimy, and his head became flat and elongated. Well, I guess he didn't become Cassius. A gill-like organ appears on his neck, and scales replace hair, growing from various parts of his body. He still emitted sounds of pain, gradually changing from a human adult male scream to a deep-sea, filthy, wet roar. I did it, Father. I didn't let you down, did I? The screeching stopped, intelligence faded, and the half-fish, half-human monster stared at her with its large blank eyes. Miriam walks to the stone table, touching the monster, sensing the strong fishy smell in the air, and the sticky feel on her hand. The smell and texture used to disgust her, but now she finds them incredibly comforting. I love fish. When we reunite in the divine realm, I'll eat your fish every day. Wait for me, Father. She bent down and kissed his slimy, wet face. Gross. The stone gate slid open. The guards instinctively stepped inside. The calm, slow footsteps came to the prayer room, stopping behind the high priest. If you want to become a merman and live with your father, I can help you. Miriam gently shakes her head. For you, living rationally should be far more painful than losing your sanity. Indeed, High Priest, but I am not afraid of pain. She knelt before the head priest. Please give me another chance. I'll prove I can be Lemuria's best priest. I'll join you in helping the king bring the divine realm to Lemuria. So would you kill your father for the king? Yes, your holiness, I am willing. For the king, I'll do anything. This is the only way to save my home and my father. The king is my father. The king is my home. In Lemuria, this is the only truth. Half of Miriam's face is stained with her father's blood like a vivid mask. The high priestess gazed at her, her sharp eyes finally softening for a moment. His sharp eyes finally softening for a moment. He pointed beside him. On the table, a wine glass and a set of clothes were already prepared. Drink the serpent's blood, chant the prayer, and pray to the king. If you can't connect with the king's dream, you'll die in agony. If you survive, put on these clothes. I'll guide you to becoming a true Lemurian priest. It seems a daunting task has been completed, or a heinous crime committed. The old man let out a deep sigh, hunched over, and left the prayer room. Miriam mechanically walked to the statue and picked up the wine glass. You killed your father, young Miriam said. It was a face Miriam knew well, yet felt so strange. 18-year-old Miriam looked to the side and saw her 9-year-old self sitting next to her, gazing at the statue. No, I saved father. He has protected us many times. Many times. Now it's our turn to protect him. But father wouldn't want to see you like this. What? Young Miriam's wrong, probably? He will. Father will be in pain, will be sad, but he will support me. Only this way can I truly help Lemuria and bring him to the divine kingdom. So much snake blood, few can bear it. Are you seeking death? Okay, so she's trying to mislead us. That's what the snake blood's for. Stop it, devil. Miriam, do you believe in the divine kingdom? Heck yeah, brother. She stared into her eyes like staring at a naive god. The 9-year-old's eyes held a deeper sorrow than 18-year-old Miriam's. What else can I believe in? Miriam smiled at her, raised her glass, and looked devoutly at the statue. I offer everything to you. Answer my call, my lord. Her father's blood dripped from her face, mixing with the snake blood in the cup. Without any hesitation, she tilted her head back and drank the pungent liquid in one gulp. Hey. Priest ceremony. Hope is Lemuria's most precious poison. They sing wildly, drink deeply, and savor it. Dang, this story is long, bro. Look at the weather. It's going to pour again soon. The weather's really getting worse. In recent years, natural disasters have become much more frequent, especially the one in South Valley 3 years ago, which claimed many lives. Indeed, but since the new deputy priest took office, she's done a lot, rebuilding followers' houses, large-scale priest selection, and rituals all organized by her. There were also public Murloc transformation ceremonies like today's, which I'd never seen before. I've heard that the deputy high priestess from South Valley. Yes, 3 years ago, just an apprentice priest, and within a year became the youngest deputy high priest in Lemuria. The high priest is getting weaker. Most tasks are now hers. She might soon be Lemuria's youngest high priest. She's only in her 20s, truly remarkable. Churches everywhere tell her story. It is said that as a novice priestess, she saw the king's shadow during her first prayer. After drinking snake blood, other priests are bedridden for at least a week, but she was completely fine. So young, yet so close to the king, doing so much for Lemuria. Truly enviable. If I could trade places with her, I'd sacrifice anything. Ah, look, the deputy high priest is coming out. The candle flames flicker in the wind. A group of guards file out and line up on both sides of the altar. In the dream of the throne, the king listens to the divine revelation. Lemuria's storms will calm, Lemuria's abyss will vanish. The king will shelter his people and bring forth the kingdom of God. Praise be to my Lord. Praise be to my Lord. The sound seems to come from afar, soft yet crystal clear. Under the gazes of the priest's apprentice, a purple figure slowly emerged from within the temple. She stood on the altar, her eyes scanning the crowd through a pale purple veil. Two black mists, like unformed snakes, coiled behind her. Beneath that calm gaze seemed to lie a powerful force, making everyone's breath slow down. The high priest is unwell recently. I will be teaching the Murloc transformation ritual. Take the pioneer. Under the escort of the guards, a father and daughter were brought into the room. Were brought into the room. A damp candlestick, cold candlelight. Everything seems the same as 3 years ago. The day's father was placed on the stone table while his young daughter, held by the guards, struggled and cried out. Priest, please have mercy, criminal's daughter says. My father only stole a little. My mother died in the plague, and my father had no money, so he stole. I'll do anything. Please spare my father. Willing to do anything, then would you kill your father for the king? Priest? The girl's confused look felt familiar to Miriam. Everyone goes through this stage. No one understands better than Miriam. She stepped forward and gently patted the girl's head. Fear not, followers of my lord. Come over here. She held the girl's hand, guiding her to touch her father's cheek. Tell me, do you and your father long for the kingdom of God? We yearn for the divine kingdom. Indeed, Lemurians should yearn for the divine kingdom. Everything you desire is there. No disasters, no sickness. The divine realm should be our only pursuit. She placed the sacrificial dagger in the girl's trembling hands. Miriam gently held them. You are not criminals. You deeply love each other. This love is praiseworthy and should not be called a crime. That's why you are qualified to be here. Qualified to contribute your strength to the revolt of the divine kingdom. No, priest. Since it's not a sin, please don't punish us. Please, we're begging you. Please don't. Punishment? No, my lord's followers. This is not punishment. This is the king's gift to you. Poof. Ah. Miriam brought the girl's hand down hard. The ritual dagger's blade fully sank into the man's chest. Blood splattered, covering the girl's face. The father's agonized screams and the daughter's piercing cries echoed through the room. Rest assured, faithful follower, once your father's ritual is complete, it will be your turn. You can still live with your father. I will bear the cost of that clarity for you. As she spoke, she guided the dagger across the man's body. Over the years, she had performed this ritual countless times. She felt immense happiness. The splattered blood and twisted faces were steps to the divine. Lemurians should accept it joyfully. Believe in the king as I do. Wait patiently as I do. Soon, you and your family will reunite in the divine kingdom. ... Plop. The ritual might be long for the acolytes, but for Miriam it ended quickly. Two half-human, half-fish monsters were thrown into the pool. Miriam stood by, gently stroking their slippery skin. The thick stench filled her lungs, and the filthy pool water soaked her dress, but she didn't care. Deborah, these Murlocs have changed more drastically than before. Your skills have become increasingly refined, Deputy High Priest. Deborah, I've told you many times, don't call me Deputy High Priest. She turned around and smiled kindly at her only friend. Time flies. I still remember how scared you were of those pioneers. Now look at you, a big shot in Lemuria. The old priest is in good health. When the new king ascends, you might become our priest. It's all the same, Deborah. The teacher will lead us to offer everything to the king. Soon the kingdom of God will descend. The time for the new king's coronation is near. We need to prepare carefully. I'll head to the prayer room. Miriam? She pointed at Miriam. Miriam looked down and noticed she was covered in blood. Sorry, just finished the ritual and totally forgot about it. Miriam, are you okay? Me? I'm fine. Why do you ask? I don't know either. Ever since that incident, it feels like you've become a different person. I haven't changed, just grown. People always need to grow. Deborah, do you remember our wish? You once told me we would become priests together, help the king, and bring God's kingdom to Lemuria. Of course I remember. Back then you were just an apprentice who couldn't even pray properly. Look, I kept all our promises. You should be happy for me, right? I'm always happy for you every day, but sometimes you look so tired I'm a bit worried. Don't worry, Deborah. I'm fine. I've never felt this good in all these years. She patted Deborah's shoulder, smiled at her, and walked to her place. The new king's coronation ceremony requires extensive preparation, a busy time ahead. On the way, she looked at the new king's palace, which she had no right to enter. The people of Lemuria have all heard some version of the legend of the new king. With the new king's coronation, Lemuria draws closer to becoming the kingdom of gods. She smiled and handed the blood-soaked silk to the guard. Ooh. The new king. Today, Lemuria will welcome a new king. From now on, all natural disasters will retreat. Allegedly. New King Part 7. Thud, thud, thud. Actually, it was only 2 thuds, but that's fine. Deep resonance bells, like a divine decree, rang from the Temple of Lemuria. The bell tolls to the coast, to the mountains, to the cities and villages. Lemuria's new king, the new king is about to ascend. The cries and bell tolls echoed through every citizen of this vast kingdom. Millions of Lemurians flooded the streets and squares, shouting and anticipating fervently. The old king might have abdicated or died. The Lemurians don't know and don't care. In their long struggles against calamities, they have learned not to mourn yesterday. In their eyes, only the new king's bright future, shining with divine glory, remains. ... Outside the Lemuria temple. New king, my lord. Praise our lord. Welcome to the divine kingdom. The grand temple of Lemuria stands tall, like a mountain on the vast coast. Followers swarmed, crowding the square outside the temple, gazing at the grand altars glowing with a dim light. People stood on tiptoe, peering over the crowd and guards, desperately trying to catch a glimpse of the new king. Behind the altar, the grand stone door of the temple rarely opened to the believers. Winds carrying the deep sea's mysterious scent blew in, the semi-transparent curtains gently floating. Miriam stood at the front of the priestly ranks outside the altar, hands tightly clasped, staring motionlessly at the curtain. A vague figure leans against the throne behind the curtain, seemingly asleep. The unique crown symbolizing the king makes Miriam breath involuntarily quicken. Boom! Ah! The sudden thunder made the followers stop. Fear of disaster flowed in their veins, and they looked up in panic. The sky, once obscured by clouds, grew darker. Lightning flashed, thunder roared, and the ocean surged with waves symbolizing disaster and death. Disaster! It's a disaster! The disaster is coming! If the temple suffers a disaster, then we... Why now, on the day of the new king's coronation? Could it be that this new king... Under ominous signs, the believers crowded around the temple became restless. Unease spread through the crowd. Behind the curtain, a slight sigh was heard. A small figure stood up from the throne. They're so done with this, bro. The disaster won't come. In a dream, I heard this oracle. Today, Lemuria will welcome a new king. From today, all natural disasters will retreat before me. That young voice was calm, yet it rang clearly in everyone's ears like a bell. Is that the new king? The new king's voice. Look at the sky. Almost as soon as Tulu finished speaking, the clouds in the sky began to dissipate at a visible speed. Tulu is so awesome, dude. He's like one of the coolest characters. The ocean's howl began to calm, and the bright sunlight shone down, illuminating every believer's face. Miracle. This is a miracle. On the curtain behind the altar, a clear silhouette is cast by the sunlight. A young figure approached the curtain, gently raising an arm. Boom! With his movement, several giant tentacles pierced the ocean, land, and mountains, appearing before everyone. Faint light emits from the tentacles. Light gradually forms a grand painting before all the believers. This is... Miriam's eyes widened, watching everything before her. Her world changed. The mountains were no longer dilapidated, the sea no longer turbulent. She saw sunlight fall on a peaceful and serene land. Sister. The voice reached Miriam's ears. She looked up sharply, seeing the familiar figure in front of her. Sarah, how are you? Sister, it's been so long. Why haven't you changed at all? Look at me, I've grown taller. Miriam, are you doing well in the temple? Haven't seen you for a long time. Mom misses you. Mother, you... Miriam stared blankly at the two approaching figures. Footsteps sounded behind her. She slowly turned around. Ah, my priest is back. Tears blurred her vision. Her throat was hoarse, unable to speak. A hand rested on her head, gently stroking. Don't be sad, Miriam. You did it. You helped the king and brought the divine kingdom. Now we have nothing to fear. Our family will live together in the kingdom of God forever and ever. I did it? I did it! The sister ran to her side and hugged her. The mother came to her side and hugged her. The father came to her side and hugged her. Embrace, a touch of bodies, a warm embrace, an embrace for reunion, not farewell, an embrace with no one missing. Embrace, that's all she sought. Tears welled up and fell from Miriam's face as she looked up. The embrace vanished, the light changed, and she returned to the temple. Before her were countless weeping followers. The splendor of the divine kingdom, the deepest desires of everyone, vividly displayed before the believers. I saw it, my lord. This is the divine kingdom. This is the divine kingdom you will bring us. My lord, I saw it. Miriam murmured these repeated words, kneeling before the new king behind the curtain. No organization needed. Countless followers knelt and saluted behind her. Through tear-blurred eyes, countless eyes eagerly watched the altar, staring at the small silhouette of the new king behind the curtain. This is the splendor of the divine kingdom. This is the majesty of my lord. I am old, but by my lord's command, Miriam will succeed as the high priest, assisting the new king of Lemuria. My lord. The high priest stepped aside and lowered his voice. My lord, Lemuria has witnessed your majesty. Please continue. Bring hope to Lemuria. He made an inviting gesture and bowed to Tulu. The young new king was silent for a moment, then took a step forward. I, the executor of the gods, the king of Lemuria, I will bring the divine kingdom to Lemuria. Gods bless Lemuria. Those ... means he knows something. He's holding something in. My lord, praise my lord. Praise our lord. Thousands of believers kneel, and the cheers, like mountains and sea, echo in every corner of the kingdom. Tulu turned around wearily. Lemuria awaits my words, and I have spoken. I'm tired, no need to follow. He waved his hand, stopping the guards and high priest from following. Amidst the fanatical shouts of the followers, the young new king walked silently into the empty temple alone. Yeah, everything Tulu does is just so cool, dude. He's such a great character. The virtue of lies. Stars, fate, gods. Before them, fairness means nothing. Yeah, I knew he knew something. That's why he keeps dotting before he was saying like every first word. He was pausing to think if he should tell him the truth. Years later, a light rain had just passed, and the sky quickly cleared. Gentle sunlight shone on a few Lemurian children playing by the shore. Residents of several towns sat on the stone steps by the shore, singing an old and cheerful hymn. The song, accompanied by the cries of seagulls, reached Miriam's ears. Is that the high priest? High priest! Seeing the purple robe, several residents of Lemuria surrounded Miriam. Shh, don't let the others find out. Seeing Deborah's expression, the followers nodded knowingly. They kept their mouths shut. Kneeling before Miriam with reverent, expectant eyes, they stared at her motionlessly. My lord's loyal followers, my lord will always bless you. A black snake dances behind Miriam. She gently touches each follower's forehead. Praise our lord, praise the high priest. Urged by several guards, the blessed followers leave joyfully. Watching their backs, Deborah sighed contentedly. Since you became the high priest, there haven't been any natural disasters in Lemuria for a long time. You've managed this place well. Look at these followers. They really admire you. I'm just my lord's messenger. The Lemurians should only revere my lord. Before our lord took the throne, I had never seen such a Lemuria, never imagined such a Lemuria. Sorry I'm mispronouncing that, but that's a hard word for me. My speech impediment doesn't like it. Miriam and Deborah stood on the coastal rocks, gazing at the vibrant fields, the ever-growing city, and the ancient, majestic temple they knew so well. Her voice is soft and calm, but her eyes shine with a fervor far beyond that of any believer. Pray for our king, Deborah, or we are getting closer to the divine kingdom. ... In the distant dim abyss, ancient great souls slumber. His will weaves like a net of stars, awaiting your dreams in the eternal void. Nearest the statue, Miriam knelt alone in devout prayer. Her chants flowed smoothly like a spring from the mountains. The spring swirled and flowed in this room, forming a black curtain that engulfed her. The eternal void of the spiritual dimension descended upon her. She felt no discomfort, only a profound warmth. Tiny specks of light flicker in the darkness, with faint threads emerging from the glowing points. Where the rays converge, a massive bright outline, like the moon in the night sky, illuminates an eternal white night in this void. My lord, the slumbering king of Lemuria, forgive my intrusion into your great dream. Your oracle saved the people, and all disasters retreated for you. On behalf of the people of Lemuria, I express our reverence for you. You are the divine executor, the savior of Lemuria. We are willing to give everything to help you receive the oracle and usher in the divine kingdom. Please guide me. Please respond to your most faithful follower. Her consciousness drifted forward to the statue made of starlight. She reached out, reverently touching the beams. Boom! Before she could touch the beams, the sculpture shattered. The beams collided, scattering in all directions. A strong gust pushes Miriam back, knocking her down. Oh yeah, see, the statue's gone. The darkness vanished. Miriam stood up, bewildered. Amidst the dust, a giant stone fell from an unknown place, crashing through a temple wall and smashing the king's statue. No, my lord, this is... Giant tentacles and heads shattered on the ground. Only a half a body remains seated on the throne. Raindrops from outside fall through the wall, landing on the ruins. Miriam panicked, knelt before the remaining statue. Did I do something wrong? Please tell me. Ahem. The old man's cough echoed in the prayer room. For an elderly person, a few years felt like an eternity. He struggled to wave away the choking dust, moving forward slowly. Teacher, why are you here alone? Want to take a walk alone. Haven't gone out for a stroll in a long time. He walked to the ruined statue and bowed slowly and respectfully. Miriam seized his eyes, still sharp but filled with emotions she can't understand. It was a complex emotion, like a newborn facing the world for the first time, like a traitor facing his beloved homeland. Teacher, what is happening? The ominous sign. Should we hold a grand sacrificial ceremony? Miriam bowed to the king, listened to the king's decree. Yes. She respectfully bowed. After saluting the statue, she eagerly looked at her teacher, full of anticipation. In the king's dreams, the gods are gone. Lemuria has been abandoned by the gods. The final moment is coming. The kingdom will sink into the deep sea. The civilization of Lemuria will vanish here. The kingdom of God will never come. Oh man. Teacher, what are you saying? These words, these blasphemous words. This is a test, right? Rest assured, I have unwavering faith in the king. I will help the king. We will bring the divine kingdom. These words were spoken by the king himself. Before his ascension, he sensed it in a dream and told me. He searched in his dreams, and now he finally sees the future. Yeah, I figured. The king can't save Lemuria. He turned, looking at Miriam seriously. He watched the light fade from her eyes. She stood frozen, her hands accustomed to bowing, now awkward and lost. Helpless, just like when I first learned about these things. Miriam, do you know the most important duty of Lemuria's high priestess? Listening to the oracle brought by the king, helping the king bring the divine kingdom, organizing rituals for believers, none of these. The high priest's most important duty is deception. Deceive the followers of Lemuria, give them a light so they can live lives painfully until Lemuria's end, less painfully until Lemuria's end. We share a secret with the king. We are his spokespeople and accomplices. We are the high-ranking sinners of Lemuria. Now you're one of us. Teacher, you mean? No, Miriam instinctively smiled. Is it a joke, or some kind of test? It must be. Is it because I'm not devout enough to be the king, so the king is testing me? Just a bit better, just a bit more devout. Miriam thought this. Her hand gripped the statue base tightly, like clutching a lifeline. The statue's sharp edge cut her palm, blood dripping unnoticed. The old man slowly shook his head, his gaze passing through the shattered statue and heavy stone slabs, looking towards the distant sky. The stars have told me to entrust the fate of Lemuria to you. This was supposed to be my duty, but now the burden falls to you. It's not fair to you, kid. Not at all. But fairness means nothing to the stars, fate, or gods. I can't bring you fairness, nor can I teach you anything more. So do whatever you want. As a victim of injustice and a sinner of Lemuria, you have the right. The old priest's eyes no longer held sharpness or authority, only fatigue and confusion. He hunched over as he walked out. The king has awakened and is waiting for you. I think you would want to meet him. He gazed at the pool. Smooth skulls rise and fall in the water, creating dirty ripples in the pool. Huge eyeballs grew on either side of the Murloc's head, rolling blankly and staring at him. Its lips moved, uttering vague syllables as if asking him something. Behind him, the stone doors slid open. Praise our Lord, Lemuria, the great king. Every time we meet, I hear this sarcasm. The massive crown of Lemuria reflected a dim light from somewhere in the room, looking disproportionate on the boy. The crown on his head looked perfectly natural, as if it was part of him. Sleepy eyes looked at Miriam, like the deep sea breathing gently. His youthful face showed no signs of boyish emotions. I once guessed you would cry, go mad, or try to kill me. You were very calm. I don't know if this calmness is a blessing or a curse. What the teacher said, those were lies, right? Over the years, all natural disasters have vanished. Lemuria is getting closer to the divine realm. Just one step away. We're just one step away. You will bring the kingdom of God, my lord. I am your loyal servant. I will always. I've searched for a long time. My dreams no longer have the image of God. Toulouse shifted his gaze from Miriam's face. Our civilization will inevitably perish. This was his last message to me. Good weather and peace across the seas. This is the twilight of Lemuria. This catastrophe is the punishment the king and the high priest must bear. So you mean the Lemurians, all their prayers and hopes were a scam? Everyone from birth to death lives in a lie, right, my lord? Your teacher has already informed you. I want to hear you say it yourself, my lord. Please tell me, in person, that our prayers are meaningless. These pioneers sacrificed everything. Intelligence, emotions, dignity, crammed into this pool, waiting for a distant lie. Please tell me the divine kingdom will never come. This was a silent collapse. Miriam didn't cry or go mad. She looked at Toulouse and weakly asked all her questions. Her eyes were unblinking, just like the Murlocs around her. No thoughts, no emotions, simply watching Toulouse intently and quietly. Like fireworks about to fade, yearning for the distant dawn. Toulouse closed his eyes and took a deep breath. In that moment, those gazes reminded him of many things. Maybe he remembered those who lived in lies for generations. Maybe he remembered those who sacrificed their intellect, emotions, and dignity, and those whose souls were twisted. Perhaps he just remembered that before this slumbering deception, he too, like the people of Lemuria, believed he could bring a new dawn to this land. To give hope to the peoples is the king's duty, the only meaning of the charade. Or charade. I don't know. Charade? Charade. Charade. It's charade. In that case, my brain's not working. I've read too much. In that case, let the charade continue, so he's gonna lie to Miriam, which is why she went all wild. Tulu opened his eyes, standing before Miriam. I haven't seen the gods for a long time, but I know they are still there, deep in the dreams. The divine kingdom still exists. Aw, he tried. Miriam suddenly lifted her head. But the teacher said, until Lemuria falls, the divine kingdom will not descend. Everyone will perish in the catastrophe. My lord, do you mean... So it's kind of Tulu's fault, but he did it trying to be kind, I guess. But the stars once foretold me that Lemuria will be reborn. He didn't look at Miriam, turned and walked towards the throne. At the time of celestial alignment, Lemuria will reappear. The one who saves Lemuria is not me. The one who saves Lemuria is you. Miriam, High Priestess of Lemuria, you will be reborn. You will bring me back. Bring back Lemuria. Then I shall make the divine kingdom eternal in Lemuria. Tulu sat on the throne. He propped up his chin, leaning tiredly. He didn't look at the shocked and struggling expression on Miriam's face. He knew Miriam didn't fully believe this. No one could truly believe this. Which is crueler, lies or truth? He pondered for a long time, but couldn't find an answer. If my choice is wrong, let it end with that mistake. But, my lord, what should I do? Wait, until then, walk towards the end with Lemuria. Lemuria and 3 days. In 3 days Lemuria will meet its end. What do you intend to do, my lord? A grand ritual continues, with followers praying, calling my name. I will put all of Lemuria to sleep. I will grant them the most beautiful dreams. The old priest said he wouldn't sleep. He wanted to watch Lemuria sink into the Aquar with his own eyes. How about you? I am willing to face the end with clarity, my lord. Miriam leaves. Tulu slumps on the throne, staring at the empty room, the disordered fishman, and Miriam's hesitant figure. The conversation between Lemuria's king and the high priest end. In the long days and nights of the future millennia, this would be their only meeting. Man, that's so sad. Dream returned to Lemuria. For the last time, she gazed at where the king's statue once stood. There was no statue and no king. This must be when she woke up, or came back, or whatever. As it'll wake her, the howling gale sweeps the torrential rain, drenching the people in the square. People haven't seen such a heavy rain in a long time, but their shouts still drowned out the island's roar. High Priest, the High Priest brings us the King's Oracle. Praise be to my Lord, praise be to the High Priest. The High Priest will lead us to the Divine Kingdom. The frenzied cheers surged towards the altar like waves. The crowd reminded Miriam of fish staring in a pond. It felt like sinking into the deep sea, water filling her senses. Images blurred and sounds turned chaotic. The noisy school of fish swam around her. The silent sea water between them, her own voice clearly emerging amidst it. In the name of Tulu, my master, I swear. I am a servant of Lemuria. I am an aide to the king. I will lead the people of Lemuria. I will listen to my lord's voice and follow my lord's command. I will join all believers to embrace the kingdom of God. Boom! A bolt of lightning struck across the skies of Lemuria. The loud noise made the crowd quiet down. Calamity. Is the calamity starting again? High Priest, is the catastrophe approaching? Disasters never cease. Lemuria sleeps with them. But Lemuria has always existed, hasn't it? That's right, that's right. High Priest, when will the Divine Kingdom arrive? Why hasn't he put everybody to sleep yet? Almost there, my friend. So soon? Sure, very soon. Miriam leaves the guard's protection and approaches the altar. Countless hands reach out. Believers surge towards her, seeking the Lemuria High Priestess' blessing. She glanced around. Her eyes calm and with a smile, but that look quickly silenced the noisy followers. In the clamor of the storm, she reached out and touched the follower's forehead. The follower clasped their hands to their chests and knelt down. As long as you believe in the king will respond to your faith. Excuse me. So tell me, do you believe in the king? Are you willing to give everything to the king? I believe in the king, High Priest. I am willing to give everything to the king. I'm getting the hiccups. I am the king's most loyal follower. I do, High Priest, I do. Then now, join me in chanting the king's name. She glanced at everyone in the square. In the raging storm, everyone knelt down, spread their arms, and looked towards the throne in the temple. Under the starlit sky, above the ancient deep-sea nation, I pray devoutly for my lord. May your insight foresee calamities. May your wisdom guide your people. May your insight foresee calamity. May your wisdom guide the people. The storm subsides, waters calm, tremors cease, land at peace. Calamities fades into nothingness. Within your tranquil dreams, under your protection, we enter the realm of the divine. Calamity dissipates into nothingness. Within your serene dreams, in your shelter, we usher the kingdom of God. Boom! Amidst the roar, several giant tentacles burst from beneath the temple. It's the king! The king's miracle has appeared! The followers spread their arms, cheering wildly. Tentacles sway in the storm. Everyone in Lemuria believes these great gods can resist any clades. My lord, Tulu. My lord, Tulu, Tulu! Is this where he's putting him to sleep, I hope? She turned around, gazed towards the temple's interior, and knelt down. In unseen eyes, there is no expectation or dignity of the High Priest, only confusion. Please heed the call of your followers. Please bring us the Divine Kingdom. Bring us the Divine Kingdom. My lord, the Divine Kingdom. Ha 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 ha. The Divine Kingdom is coming. Accompanied by frenzied shouts, the tentacles began to dance. The serene aura of the deep sea transfers from the tentacle to every part of Lemuria, reaching the senses of every Lemurian. Boom! In the rumbling thunder, cheers fade away. Lightning illuminates the lonely land of Lemuria from the sky. At this moment of celebration, the actions of the believers halted, pausing in their praise and faith for the Supreme King. Faith for the Supreme King. And in their endless hopes and dreams for the future. Under the heavy rain, the people of Lemuria dreamed deeply. Oh, there we go. Good job, Tulu. Proud of you, bud. The strong smell of the fish fills the entire room. The once spacious prayer room now feels incredibly cramped. All the Murlocs were fished out of the pool and laid on the prayer room floor. The guards didn't know what the High Priest wanted to do, and they never got a chance to find out. Miriam went to the corner of the room, squatted, and touched the nearest fishman. Father, is that you? I'm Miriam, your daughter. If you can hear me, please respond, Father. Sob, sob. Oh, that's kind of a response. The merman's gills opened and closed, its lips moving up and down, emitting an indistinguishable whimper, just like usual. Miriam moves to the second one, crouches and touches it. Father, I became Miriam's high priest, surpassing your dreams. I didn't let you down, Father. Open your eyes and see me. The Murloc's large eyes wandered aimlessly around this unfamiliar place, showing no interest in the high priest before it. You could have went to sleep with everybody and talked to him. Even though I guess that's just a dream, but still. She walked towards the third one. I saw the king, the one we worship, but the king told me Lemuria is doomed. The king said I could save Lemuria. I could bring Lemuria back. I can't believe what the king said, but if I do, it means we've been living a lie. Everything we've done, everything I've done to you, it's all meaningless. I don't know, Father. What should I do? Open your eyes and look at me, Father. Talk to me and touch my head just once. The Murloc stared at her with a blank gaze, as if it were looking at a swaying purple seaweed. Miriam moves to the next one, and to the next. She crouches, touching and kissing each of them. The teacher gave her duty. The king gave her hope, but the one who could listen to her doubts and pain, the one who could comfort by stroking her head, is long gone. She leaned into each one, whispering to them, searching amongst them. Is Father still alive? Can the surviving merman still be considered my father? She doesn't know. She doesn't care. The sound of heavy rain penetrated the walls. In the vast prayer room, countless fishmen lay on the ground, twitching their limbs and fins. A purple figure moves among the Murlocs, searching and telling tales. A half-broken statue sits on a damaged throne, quietly gazing at her. Boom! Thunder roared above the old man's head. He ignored it and climbed the last stone step. He's too old. Climbing this whole mountain alone is so hard for him. He slumped on the barren mountaintop, gasping for breath, his lungs creaking like rusty windmills, emitting an aged wail. The rain pounded his withered body, and the wind almost knocked him down. At the highest point of Lemuria, the old man gazed at the vast island. The sharpness and age in their eyes vanished. They were clear, eager, and curious like a newborn, staring intently at the scarred land. Hee, Lemuria, what a beautiful place! What are you thinking now, my lord? You always said you had no interest in saving Lemuria, only feeling tired. Yet for Lemuria, you trapped yourself on the throne, trapped in your own dreams. The gods have vanished, but you still seek. I'm just a fraud. You are Lemuria's greatest guardian. One last look, my lord. One last look. Lemuria, our homeland. The old man raised his head, his gaze shifting from the slumbering islanders to the boiling sea on the horizon, then to the relentless thunder and the rain in the sky. He stood up trembling, warmth melting in his deep eyes. His beard and robes fluttered in the wind, and his eyes, now sharp again, pierced the sky like blades. Complex schemes, boring missions, solemn promises, to hell with all of them. He threw away his cane, spread his arms, and embraced the storm. He roared, "Come, Clades, come, vile gods! I'm your accomplice. Let's bury Lemuria together." Boom! A dull sound penetrates through numerous thick stone walls, echoing in the temple's bedchamber. Toulouse sat on the throne, resting his chin in one hand, looking exhausted. The people of Lemuria have fallen into slumber. He used all his power to gift them a beautiful dream. The storm in Lemuria will calm. The abyss in Lemuria will vanish. The king will protect his people, bringing the kingdom of God. How ironic. Is this your will, God of Lemuria? He looked up, his gaze piercing the stone ceiling, through the storm and clouds into the deep starry sky, and beyond to the even deeper dreams. You left long ago. You never cared about Lemuria, did you? You too are hunted, chased, and abandoned by a higher will. Like me, you are a masterless soul. Lemurians worshipping worthless gods and a weak king. The divine realm, huh? Truly boring. I'm sorry, but this time I'm truly exhausted. He slouched on the throne, one hand propping his chin, deeply asleep. He entered the same dream with his people. There Lemuria was sunny and filled with laughter. He brought Lemuria the dreams of divine kingdom. He brought Lemuria the dreamt of lies. I mean, it kind of is, as long as you don't wake up. Dang, man. Bidding farewell with lies, this is his final act of power and mercy as the king of Lemuria. Yeah, Miryam sure went to sleep with... They should have all just stayed asleep in the dream. That would have been, like, best case scenario, but whatever. Bang! Rubble falls from the statue. The once grand silent statue is now in ruins. Father, look. Those are the king's tears. Our lord is mourning for Lemuria. In her arms, a Murloc blinked its large eyes, looking around in confusion. She couldn't find Enos, so every Murloc became Enos. The sound of the torrential rain pierced through the walls. Growing stronger, the heavy stench of Murlocs filled the room. She gently caressed it. Teacher Wong? They all seem to have given up. You should have tied like a ribbon to the one that was your dad. That would have been smart. I won't give up. I can save Lemuria. I can bring Lemuria back. The king himself told me this. Mother is dead, sister is dead, and father also dead. I'm scared, Miriam. I'm afraid all we've done is pointless. So many disasters, yet my father, just an ordinary man, never feared nor gave up. We are the high priestess of Lemuria. We will never give up. This is what father taught us. She smiled gently, whispering comfort. Tears streamed down, mingling with her uncertain words, dripping onto the merman scales, reflecting a dim light. Merman, not Mormon. Oh, jeez. Oh, cricket's attacking. The ground beneath trembles violently. The sturdy pillars of the temple struggle to hold up, as the stone slabs above start to crumble and fall apart. In the violent tremor, the statue's remnants crumble. The storm and earthquake sound drum against Miriam's eardrums. She closed her eyes, knelt before the broken statue, and held little Miriam's hand. Listen to my master, follow my master, praise my master. All suffering will be repaid by my Lord. All sins will be punished by my Lord. The shaking hasn't stopped, and the light seems to dim. A deep blue wall rises from the distant ocean, reaching the sky. The ocean stood up like a waking giant, striding towards Lemuria. In front of the ocean, this glorious kingdom is as small and fragile as a withered leaf. To the devout, my Lord shall bestow favor. To all who wish, my Lord shall promise. The raging hurricane struck the fragile temple, lifting every stone slabs and solid foundation. The remaining light was almost completely blocked by the standing ocean. In the dim, ruined wasteland, she held the merman tightly in her arms. Merman. The breath of death from the depths of the ocean surrounds her. Tears fill her eyes. My Lord, my faith is with you until the end of the stars. You're not deceiving me, are you, my Lord? The divine kingdom will descend, right? For the last time, she looked up, staring desperately at where the king's statue once stood. There are no statues, nor a king. Boom! The ocean approached Fallen Leaf. In the old calendar year 3, Lemuria sank into the sea, leaving no survivors. Dark statue. The statue gazes at her from afar. Between them lies the vast span of time and unawakened dreams. Oh my god, it just keeps going. I got it, bro. Everybody died. Everybody's dead. She comes back. In the name of Redacted, I summon you, my child. Let the embrace of family soothe your weary body, and the scent of home heal your wandering soul. Father? Consciousness and perception gradually returned to Miriam. Half awake, she felt wrapped in warm seawater. The sound echoes faintly, and the sun's outline pierces the water, vaguely appearing above. This is a dreamless sleep. Miriam doesn't know how long she slept. Maybe a day or a week? Gradually, her consciousness becomes clearer, integrating with her body. Vaguely, she saw a group of people reaching out to her from the sea. Father, mother, sister, elder priest, king, Deborah, they all reached out their hands inviting her. Wake up, return to your family's embrace. Father. She suddenly opened her eyes and leaped out of the water. She's awake, Master Talis, she's awake. Where is this? Miriam is in a grand hall, kneeling at the center of a ritual circle. People around her had faces like she had never seen before, wearing clothes she'd never seen before, shouting excitedly. A middle-aged man stands outside the magic circle, looking at her with both exhaustion and excitement. It worked! I summoned the Golem! I've studied my whole life, finally succeeded! Where's the king? This isn't Lemuria. The maid, who looked somewhat familiar, stared at her in confusion. Lemuria, what's that? Probably some kind of ancient civilization, who knows? Judging by her attire, she must be someone important. My efforts haven't been in vain. His gaze at Miriam grew hotter. He approached her, reaching out to her forehead. I am your linker. Now open your eyes and witness it all. Reality briefly vanished. Countless information flooded Miriam's mind, drowning her like an ocean. She saw her homeland sink, saw the sea change, saw the island connect to the mainland. She saw new civilizations born, new nations established, new followers chanting new prayers, new kings ascending new thrones. She watched as long years swiftly passed with countless days and nights, and Lemuria vanished from the world's memory without a trace. Have I been asleep for tens of thousands of years? Sleep? No, you died once. I brought you back to life. Hurry, tell me, what abilities do you have? How can you help me? Lemuria, he acted like he just caught a Pokemon. What the heck, dude? Lemuria vanished without a trace. Ignoring Tulu's urgent questions. That's not Tulu, that's Talis. Urgent questions. Miriam remained in her thoughts. The world changes, the loss of her homeland, and the passage of a millennia. All this left her newly awakened mind, unable to think. The maid patted her forehead and sighed. Oh no, Lord Talis, she doesn't seem very bright, does she? Don't worry, after I take good care for her a while, she might just... Oh, she looks like Deborah. Ah. The noise comes from far outside the house. What was that sound? Philistine! Philistine's of age... Oh, that's where Goliath comes from. Philistine evasion. The sounds, soldiers are guarding the awakening ritual. The coastal defense is breached. Warning, Philistines, ah! A guard ran while shouting. Before he finished, a giant harpoon flew from afar, piercing his heart. A group of dark-skinned, unarmored foreign warriors shouting strange war cries surrounded us from all sides. Quick, Golem, kill them for me. ... Miriam sat on the floor, blankly lowering her head, not responding. Redacted, I can't believe we awakened a useless one. The Orn family's castle looks like the inside, truly luxurious. You barbarians, this is the Orn family's territory now. Or Orn family territory. If you don't want to be slaughtered by the Orn army, leave now. Ah! The harpoon pierced his shoulder, and he screamed, clutching the wound in pain. If you bark again, next time it will pierce your eyeball, and then your throat. The people inside the room are controlled, and the guards outside lie dead by harpoons. The Philistine paces within, eyeing everything greedily. Goliath used to say, don't mess with the Orn family castle, it's too dangerous. But look at us now. We're standing right inside it. Everything here will be ours soon. Next to him, another Philistine warrior eagerly raised a spear. That's right, Goliath is a coward. We should have listened to Eglon. He should replace Goliath as our chief. They're going to try to attack Miryam. She's going to kill everybody. Boss, after you take Orn's castle, Eglon will definitely appreciate you. If I weren't in the middle of an awakening ritual, you wouldn't have ambushed me, you despicable savages. Golem, I saved you. If I die, you won't survive. Quick, wake up, help me. Her? You're pinning your hopes on a woman? Ha ha ha. The Philistine's taunts echoed through the room. The Philistine captain shook his head, grabbed Thales by his hair. I think that's whatever his name was earlier. It just changed. Talis. And drew his dagger. He turned to Miriam. A small statue dangled at his waist. She suddenly widened her eyes. Where did that statue come from? So you can talk. Thought you were mute. Where did the statue come from? Philistine captain put down his knife and looked down at the statue on his wrist. The statue was made of an ancient dull stone material, depicting a figure on a throne. Strange tentacles stretched out, obscuring his face. This, Goliath found it, rewarded me for my bravery. I risked my life for him, and this is what he rewards me with. Some useless junk left by some idiot civilization. Oh? The Philistine captain was still talking when he suddenly noticed a woman in front of him standing up. He curiously examined her strange attire and those bizarre yet expensive accessories. What did you just say the statue is? I say it's a useless piece of trash. It's as useless as a piece of trash. What's wrong? Are your ears as bad as your mouth? Captain, stop wasting time with her. Just one slash. Ah! The black mist appeared almost instantly. The black mist formed several giant serpents, hungrily lunging at the Philistine warrior. His knife left Miriam's neck. The hand holding the knife was bitten off by a black snake, blood spattering, soaking Miriam's clothes. The black serpent surged towards the Philistine, devouring him before he could utter another scream. Only a few remains and a pool of blood are left on the ground. This is... Everyone in the room was stunned by the sudden scene, starting to doubt their own eyes. Miriam looked down at her hands. A growing radiant smile appeared on her face. She looked towards the Philistine captain. She's been through a lot, honestly. The more I read the story, I'm just like, her character has been through a lot, dude. From being like a helpless child, to being a non-believer, to like being a fanatic. It's crazy. She looked towards the Philistine captain. Not at him, but at the statue on his belt. Tears filled her eyes. Your Majesty, I see you again. It turns out everything you said was true. Oh, look at her eyes now. That's so cool. I've truly been reborn. I have greater power than ever. My lord, I apologize for my doubts. You truly didn't deceive me. Ah. The dreadful witch is immersed in complex emotion, growing up in a life of burning, killing, and looting. The Philistine has a natural instinct for danger. He knows this is his only chance. He roared, holding a knife, charging at Miriam at full speed. Hiss. Oh, it did it for me. The black snake appeared out of nowhere, in a form he couldn't comprehend, piercing through his body. Inside and outside, some Philistines charged with weapons, some scattered, and some knelt to beg for mercy. Miriam didn't care about their brave or cowardly choices. The black serpent appeared and vanished, toying with biting, and hunting down these lowly lives. Soon no one in the room could hear any more Philistine voices. Miriam seemed oblivious to everything around her. She walked towards the remains inside, devoutly picking up the dark statue for a closer look. It's a Lemuria statue. Yes, it's a Lemuria statue. This is a golem. This is the power of a golem. Oh, you're gonna get 8 too. Redacted, redacted. Talis stood up, his face flushed with excitement. He chanted a spell and waved his hand. Miriam felt a strong force from the other end of the link. It vanished before causing her harm. Golem, I am your linker. I gave you life. From now on, I am your father. Your abilities are strong, but I can turn you back into a corpse anytime I want. Your fate is tied to mine. If I die, you won't survive either. So don't entertain any improper thoughts. Devote yourself to assisting me, and become the leader of the Orn family. Father? The king was right. I am the one to bear this destiny. I know what to do now. I can achieve so much. Don't worry, Father. Miriam will surely bring you back to the Divine Kingdom. Miriam looked at Talis with a strange gaze, if seeing through him to something beyond his understanding. It's as scorching as the sun, yet as dark and cold as the Aquar. What Divine Kingdom? Do you mean the Orn's family land? Strange habit, but it's not important. Suit yourself. Those Philistines are still enjoying my castle and manor. Miriam killed them. Show me what you can do. As you wish, Father. Miriam bowed to Talis and walked out. Blood drips from the dark statue behind Miriam. A black snake extends like wings, revealing sharp fangs. Old friend. It never ends, bro. The story never ends. She has always been her best friend. They must be talking about Deborah. I did see her silhouette when the maid showed up. Part 11. Absolute silence, absolute darkness. She stood in the darkness, only eternal void visible from any direction. Miriam felt like a dark star, her energy gathering somewhere, a familiar nostalgic feeling. She looked in the direction, the light surged, forming a blurred outline there. My lord, is that you? The figure formed by the gathered light sat slanted on the throne, resting a hand on their chin, silently watching Miriam. My lord, I died questioning you. This is my sin. I don't seek your forgiveness. I'll bear my sins. Until then, I'll do what I must. Talis resurrected me. He must know something. I'll find a way to revive you from him. When the stars align, Lemuria will reappear in the world. I'll bring you back to Lemuria. That's what you told me. Don't worry, I'll complete my mission. She eagerly watched the shadow. The shadow remained silent. His face was obscured by light and tendrils, making his expression unreadable. He lowered his head and sighed softly. A faint sigh, he's just like, man, you're stressing me out, bro. I want to sleep. A faint sigh echoed like thunder in the void, causing the light to scatter. Master? Master? My lord! The light hurt Miriam's eyes. In the transition from blur to clarity, the statue was steadily placed on the windowsill. The dark stone material is intricately carved. The king, resting his chin on his hand, reclines on a tentacle-covered throne, quietly watching Miriam. The sun rose behind him, casting a blurred silhouette. Miriam smiled and bowed devoutly to the statue. Please be patient, my lord. Miriam, I just heard you talking in your sleep again. Are you okay? I'm fine, Deborah. Why do you keep talking in your sleep? I've heard it so many times. The maid stepped forward, gently touching her forehead. Miriam stared blankly at her. Why are you looking at me? Like you know me. I was thinking, the name Deborah sounds really nice. Yeah, right? As a slave's child, I shouldn't have a name, but the old lady liked me and gave me this one. I love it. The face of that friend in my memory overlaps with the face of the maid. Priestess Deborah helped Miriam become the high priestess. Maid Deborah might help her reach the divine realm. What a wonderful coincidence. What a divine fate. Miriam looked at her and smiled unconsciously. Not feeling hot-headed? Why do you seem a bit dazed? If anything happened to you, Lord Talis wouldn't spare me. Although we're all maids in name, you are much more precious than us. We are no different. Everyone in this world is merely a servant of the great existence. Ah, you're rambling again. Deborah, we've talked about a lot of things lately. This place is unfamiliar to me, and I'm grateful to have someone to talk to. You are my best friend, always have been. She smiled and took the maid's hand. Let's go. Lord Talis should be waiting for us. ... I'll tell you something, but you must not tell anyone else. Rest assured, I won't say a word. You don't have to start every secret with that phrase. This is the 5th time you've said it today. Besides, I think it's no secret that you mentioned having someone like me. Everyone in the manor probably knows who it is. Oh, having someone you like. No way, I hid it so well. You can't trick me into revealing it. Oh well, it's not a big deal anyways. I think Lord Talis is plotting something serious. That old man is very cunning, be careful. Is that so? Miriam said this, but her smile remained unchanged, without a hint of surprise. That's right, look at him. You've killed quite a few people recently. Those people were friends of the Orn family, and had a great relationship with Lord Talis' father. Every time he seems to get along with these people like good friends, but then he turns around and has you kill them all. I know you don't want to do this, but you have to follow Lord Talis' orders. In this world, there are no natural disasters, but people's hearts are more terrifying than any catastrophe. In such an imperfect world, killing will always exist. It's something we cannot avoid. I don't get it. Why do the kingdoms and families always have to fight? So many people can't even live properly. I just hope to find a quiet little place in the future, build a house, and be with Nord. Oops. Realizing she had slipped, Deborah's face turned red, and she quickly covered her mouth. It's alright, everyone knows you fancy that young coachman. Even Lord Talis has talked to me about it. She smiled and patted Deborah's flushed face. Rest assured, Deborah, there will be a perfect world in the future. Really? How do you know? True, Deborah. There are some things I'll gradually tell you. I will make you the first believer of this new era, the first citizen of the Divine Kingdom. I will bring forth the perfect Divine Kingdom. This is my mission. Leave me here. You chat with Miriam on the road. Happy, right? Talis' grim voice interrupted their conversation. Is this how you invite us, Miss Miriam? Call them by their name and walk side by side. Soldier, drag this unruly thing out and deal with it. Lord Talis, please spare me. It's my fault. It has nothing to do with Deborah. Please, Father, forgive her. Talis glanced at Deborah and waved impatiently. Miriam pleaded for you. I'll let it slide this time. Next time, no one can help you. Get lost. My daughter, come this way. Deborah bowed to him, winked at Miriam, and discreetly went outside, locking the door. Talis' voice warmed up as soon as they started talking to Miriam. You've done really well these past months, exceptionally well. I used to study alchemy, and my father always said I was wasting my time as a maid's child. He never approved of anything I do. Maid, huh? His grip on the hilt tightened, veins bulging, then slowly relaxed. It's different now, Miriam. With you, I have an army. No, something stronger. We can create more golems like me. The ritual consumes... Jesus. Gosh. The ritual consumes a lot of mental power. I can help you. I've been thinking about this too. However, that silver substance isn't something you can just find just anywhere. Silver matter. I'll explain it to you later when I have time. There's no rush for this now. With you here, I can achieve what I want. He took a deep breath, gripped his knife, and gazed at the ocean outside the window. It won't be long before my father's 70th birthday. I'll be bringing gifts to the main city of the Orn family territory to celebrate his birthday. Our preparations are almost done. We'll give him a precious gift, right, Miriam? Sure, Father. This will be a priceless gift for the entire Orn family. A few days later, on the sea, a wooden ship drifts along. Lord Goliath, the tribesmen's ships are out of sight. Good thing. The giant dropped his knife, leaned against the mast, and closed his eyes for a rest. Oh, he's going to attack the kingdom. Injuries from battle, betrayal by kin. I was careless, can't blame others. But even he felt a bit tired. Heh, Glenn the coward wants to kill me but fears for his reputation. Exiled me under the guise of a witch hunting. What a troublesome tactic. He will pay for his hesitation. Our food and water will only last 2 or 3 days. Though you're small, if it comes to it, I wouldn't mind eating you. Don't worry. To thank you, I'll give you a quick end in your dreams. Lord Goliath, I am your follower. Please don't scare me. But sir, let's not be pessimistic. If Glenn sent us to find the witch who killed our clansmen, if we can find her, maybe we can survive. Naive little one. Glenn isn't that kind. There's no witch. Just a lie to deceive the tribe. But now that things have come to this, I hope this legend is true. The giant opened his eyes and gazed at the endless sea. If such a person exists, maybe I can really do something. Oh my god, he's gonna kill Deborah! Don't do it, Goliath! Blood feast. Drink the sweet wine, dance this passionate dance. The high priestess of the homeland enters the hall, touching her new followers. Oh my god, we're at part 12. Jesus Christ almighty. This is so much reading. I like the story though, it's great, but I thought it would be shorter. Greetings to you, Father, the eternal leader of the Orn family. Talis bowed, and Miriam, standing behind him, nodded slightly to the elderly man in the main seat. The old man waved impatiently. As the elder brother, you should set an example for others. Can't even teach a servant manners? Forget it. You probably wouldn't understand this stuff anyways. That's what Father taught me. A series of heard footsteps echoed outside the door. A young man who looked somewhat like Talis appeared in the hall. Father, sorry, I was sick yesterday and just got up. It's okay. Just a family gathering. Your health is fine, right? Almost done. Ah, Big Brother is here too? Talis smiled and bowed to him. I just arrived too, ready to present a gift to my father. Alright, now all of you brothers are here. The feast is being prepared. Before that, there are some important matters I need to discuss with you. It's about my final arrangements. Father, please don't say that. The second son took 2 steps forward and held the elder's arm. The elder gently patted his hand. Listen to me. I know my own health well. Some things need to be arranged in advance for the Orn family to prosper. After tonight's banquet, I will pass the position of the head of the family to my... Oh, you shouldn't have done that, bud. Of the Orn family to my second son. I plan to enjoy a few years of leisurely life myself. Father, but this is so sudden. I'm not ready yet. You are the finest heir of the Orn family, with the noble lineage and best upbringing. This was my promise to your mother, and I will fulfill it. Rest assured, I've already informed our old family friends. Your brothers will help you too. He glanced at his other sons. Your territories remain unchanged. I understand your bond with the second elder. The title of chieftain is just a name. We are all one family and must stay united. As for you, he looked up, staring at Talis. Your territory won't change either. However, you've had too many concerns lately. You're getting old. Hand over the command of your army to your brother. I think you, like me, should enjoy a more relaxed life. Is this an irresistible command? The old man seemed prepared for his answer and leaned back in his chair. 3 days ago, I dispatched troops to your base. I have always known your ambition, but you are still my son. I will give you a chance to choose. This is a decision I've made for the long-term benefit of the Orn family. I hope you won't blame me. How could that be, Father? I should be thanking you. Talis let out a relieved smile. On my way here, just thinking about what I have to do. You don't know how much I've been tormented. Thank you, and thank you all my brothers. Now I am free of any burdens. The old man knocked on his chair, and a squad of guards ran out from behind the curtains, surrounding Theus and, or what is his name? Talis and Miriam. They keep changing his spelling, bro. Next to him, the second son widened his eyes, his voice turning hoarse with tension. Father, what are you? You've really prepared well, Father. Stationing my guards outside the city and confiscating my weapons left me with no chance at all. A B-word born of a maid, uneducated, spending all day on your ridiculous alchemy and your laughable ambitions. You have no feelings for your family. All you want is power. I've tolerated you long enough. I've fulfilled my obligation. The soldier drew his sword and approached. Talis, I believe was his name, waved. Miriam stepped forward, black mist gathered behind her. Dismayed. I agree, Father, you've tolerated me, perhaps a bit too much. Behold the ridiculous results of my alchemy, Father. The soldier sensed danger and lunged at the two. A serpent-like mist swept across his face. The next moment, a headless body collapsed to the ground. This is... Before the other soldiers could react, serpentine black mist appeared beside each of them. The black mist entwines their body, flicking its tongue, admiring them. No, don't! A few wisps of black smoke lingered in the air. The black snakes lunged at their prey, and the rooms echoed with intermittent screams. Soon the screams ceased. The Orn family lay collapsed, surrounded by corpses and blood, their throats able to produce only faint whimpers. Open your eyes wide and take a good look at the result of my alchemy, my daughter. In these past months, I've used every means to hide her existence, all for this day. Here's a generous gift I prepared for you. Do you like it, old man? Talis watched the trembling, speechless old man with a satisfied smile. You're absolutely right. Only with prior planning can the Orn family thrive and prosper. Don't worry, Father. I've always loved the Orn family and my dear ones. Leave the Orn family to me, and I will make it thrive. Poof. The sharp knife plunged into the old man's withered chest. The last thing he saw was the B-word's gleeful smile. Ladies and gentlemen. Bang, bang, bang. A silver spoon clinks against an intricately carved goblet, producing a crisp sound. The noisy banquet hall fell silent. Everyone looked towards the main seat. The bloodstains on the seat haven't fully dried. Talis, savoring the lingering scent of the blood, looks satisfied at the gazes directed at him. I know. You were supposed to attend my father's birthday banquet, but I'm really grateful for your presence. A grand show is no fun without an audience. Thank you all for coming. Today, the Orn family gathers to witness the most important moment of my life, especially my dearest brothers. He stood up, raised his glass, and waved it towards the corner. Under the watch of a squad of fully armed soldiers, Talis' brothers sat at a table, fearful and silent. With their help today, you will witness a great moment. The history of the Orn family will be forever changed today. He drew his sword and stuck it into the wooden table. Talis, a B-word and illegitimate child, from today I am the dictator of the Orn family. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be my new friends of Talis. We will form a powerful alliance, and all enemies will be crushed by it. The guests might have been friends of the former chieftain, but not anymore. Now they only befriend the victor. In Talis' generous speech, the guests raised their glasses. Hail Talis! Ha 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 ha. To you, my friends, to our great alliance, to the bright future of the Orn family. Cheers. Clinking glasses, lively chatter, people, whether sincere or just playing along, blend into the party, becoming part of it. Miriam stood by, smiling, watching the guests in the new era's rules. Talis drunkenly sat back in the main seat. He toasted with everyone, drinking heartily, savoring the moment of great joy in his life. Miriam, cheers to you. You're my pride. You don't know how much I've done to find you, to wake you. Those silver substances you mentioned earlier. Yes, exactly, those silver substances. Gold, gems? Haha, they're all trash. What does silver matter? What is alchemy? It's power. In the face of power, what is wealth? It's just a byproduct of power. Alchemy is power. Miriam, you are power. Cheers. Is it true that all it takes to revive someone is the silver substance? Haha, it's not that easy. Spells, bodies, and... His blurry eyes snapped open, and he suddenly muttered a harsh, silent incantation. Ah. Miriam collapses to the ground. Needle-like pain attacks her mind, overwhelming her. Redacted, you think I don't know what you're thinking? Call me father and do things for me, but what you really want is something else, right? Miriam, I don't know what your hometown is like, but clearly you don't understand what struggle means. If I were a fool, I would have drowned in the stable when I was 6 and never made it to today. Like an invisible rope tightening, Miriam's mental pain intensifies. You are strong, so what? You're just a hound. You do whatever I command. My goal is to complete. I don't need you for now. Reawakening you is troublesome, but keeping a weapon with its own thoughts is worse. So just die once more. Don't worry, I'll let you see the sun again, when I need you. Talis glared at Miriam, chanting a spell. The invisible rope tightened into a noose around Miriam's neck. Talis suddenly tightens his grip on the noose. What's going on? The noose was still there, but Talis couldn't feel his control over it. No matter how he cast spells, the rope just lay there motionless. Yeah, that's what you get, fool. A sharp pain surged through Talis' body. A strong, straight, fresh wound appeared on his chest, as if someone had meticulously cut it with a dagger. The guests in the hall quickly fell silent, standing still as the guards surrounded them with guns, but dared not approach Miriam further. What is this? In my homeland, it's called the Murloc ritual. Before I had to use a dagger to open a person's body and infuse them with divine blood, but now that's no longer necessary. Simply drink my blood and catalyze it with my power, and the ritual will be complete. Your blood is added to in the wine. That's right. At this banquet, you have enjoyed it. Miriam stands up and brushes off the dust. You already planned this. The people of this world have changed. Faith, family, dignity, none of it matters. To you, I know it well, Talis. No worries, I'll bring a better world. Helping you become the chieftain will make the Orn family my ally, joining me in this sacred and great mission. You have vile hearts, unworthy of being citizens of the divine realm, but you have filled the mission of my rebirth. This is my gift to you. You can trade with me. You don't have to. Hounds have no right to trade, so I can only be your master. Now I think I qualify. I want to revive someone. Tell me what I should do. I said, can you let me live? Ah. Miriam said nothing. A deep wound appeared on Talis, blood gushing out. I say. In my study inside the desk, there's a book documenting all my research findings. Everything about the Golem is written inside. Miriam glances at him and nods. I know you're telling the truth. You're right, the Lemurians don't have such conflicts. However, once a person has a sacred mission to accomplish, learning these becomes easy. Sure. Can I go now? Ah. Wounds kept appearing on him, lines of blood and flesh intertwined, forming a pattern from an ancient civilization. Meanwhile, these lines appeared on most guests and guards, screams mixed with blood splattered across every corner of the hall. The grand hall turned into a hell of blood and flesh, filled with the wails of the Orn family. Talis' face began to deform, fish scales emerging on his skin. His once piercing cries grew hoarse and faint, tinged with scent of the deep sea. This land has decayed. I will show them a perfect divine realm. Wayne was right. The divine kingdom is coming. I know where to find him. Just wait a little longer and we'll be together soon. Talis' painful screams nearly vanished. Under Miriam's power, his transformation into a fisherman was more complete than the people of Lemuria. She leaned down, touching Talis' deformed face and scaly arms. Amidst the blood and cries filling the room, she wept and smiled. Long time no see, Father. She sent her deepest regards to the writhing Murloc. Mistwalker. Oh my freaking god, dude. What the... Oh. I'll be back. I got to get a drink and take a break. I've been reading for a minute. Mist hides the seeker's face. Mist hides the king's heart. Well, I took a nap. Mist maybe take a nap. Redacted. The giant grunted and pulled out the sharp arrow from his shoulder. Poison blood spattered from his shoulder onto the deck, appearing a filthy black under the sunlight. Oh, this music's loud. You've got some nerve, Glenn. Even the Philistines are using these poisonous things now. The giant's vision blurred, and his mind grew dizzy. He couldn't hold on any longer and collapsed with a crash. Goliath, the giant Goliath has finally fallen. His head is mine. Don't anyone dare to take it. The Philistines who once feared Goliath now rushed at him madly, like brave hyenas at a lion's carcass. Worthless, the giant looked at his dying follower, grinned maliciously, and closed his eyes. For our light, our hope. Sigh for our light and our hope. Exiled to the ocean we wail, lament, and shed all tears. It must be a dying hallucination, the giant thought. An ancient eerie song reached his ears. In the thick mist, a woman's figure appeared in his blurred vision. Ah, Miryam, it's him, the Philistine giant. So many legends about him along the coast. Is he about to die? He won't die. A soft, icy touch from the black snake coiled around his neck gradually cleared the giant's once murky, darkened eyes. Witch, it's the witch! The Vincent Orange family territory spread across the seas. She emerged from the mist of legend, standing before mortals. The Philistine hyenas realized what was happening. They started to flee or pounce on the small boat for a final desperate fight. Miriam looked at the stunned giant, smiled, and pointed to the distance. She patted Deborah and turned the boat around. She had no interest in the hyenas running and struggling. Black serpents slither, hunt, bite, and devour. In the thick fog over the sea, more and more broken corpses emerge. The silent slaughter ended quickly, leaving a sea stained with blood and the giant's bewildered face. Miriam, since you found him, why leave? Seeking my lord is a sacred duty. He wouldn't want me discussing this in such a filthy place. But you didn't say anything to that big guy. Will he come looking for you? Wait, you two. A voice pierced the thick mist. Deborah stuck her tongue out at Miriam, slowly stopping the boat. Soon a battered wooden boat stopped in front of their ship. Your toxins haven't been fully cleared. Given the Philistine's sailing speed, you can rest for a while before coming to see me. Compared to a crucial deal, this minor injury is nothing. I never said I wanted to make a deal with you. I don't want to waste your time, which I know about Lemuria, which is why you found me. Do you know what I want? Your deeds against the Philistines at Manor have spread across the entire sea. To be honest, I never believed those legends before. But now you have come to me. There must be a reason for that. Rumor has it, you're quite interested in these black statues. I found them, and I know what they represent. Tell me what you know. Before that, Lady Witch, perhaps we can reach a cooperation. I have witnessed your great power. I believe you can bestow this power upon me. I have many ways to make you talk, Philistine. Do you think you're qualified to propose a deal? You misunderstand, Witch. You saved my life. Even if you don't want to trade with me, I'll still give you all the information I have. What I want to trade with you is not this information. What else can you offer? My loyalty. I'm not interested in your loyalty, Goliath. That's so? I heard about your control over the Orn family. Truly impressive, which you need manpower for a certain great task, right? How many more people can you command after all your painstaking efforts? Who can assist you in your quest for what you desire? Frankly speaking, my lady, you are powerful, but matters of the heart, power, and true killing are not your forte. I don't know what your great endeavor is, but you'll definitely need my help. Please accept my loyalty. It's all benefit and no harm to you. Miriam silently stared at him. After a moment, she nodded. Your persuasion impressed me, Goliath. You have proven your abilities. Now cast your blade into the deep sea. My knife? Goliath glanced at the giant blade that had been with him for years, gritted his teeth, and threw it into the sea. The ship shook as if something was stirring the sea beneath them. Miriam reached out. The giant blade leapt from the sea, emitting a dark glow never seen before. The massive blade, fell into Miriam's hand, held lightly like a feather by her slender fingers. Are you afraid of pain? I enjoy pain, my lady witch. Goliath smiled, half kneeling before Miriam. Miriam held the giant blade to Goliath's neck. Master Goliath. Poof. The giant blade cut into Goliath's neck, easily severing it, and blood spurted out. Before anybody could react, a faint purple-black light flickered at the wound on Goliath's neck. It moves, carving an ancient, intricate pattern on the dark skin. Ugh. Goliath was hit by intense pain. It didn't just come from the wound, but surged from all over his body. Sweat rolled down the giant's head. He gritted his teeth, his whole body trembling in pain. In intense pain, Goliath's ears sprout fins like blades. His teeth became sharp and layered, and his eyes turned crimson. Lord Goliath, you now... This is an incredibly long process. Goliath felt like he endured a year of pain in that time. He died of pain and was reborn in pain. When Goliath's mind cleared, he found the ritual long over. He was lying on the ship, sweat from pain soaking the deck. He gazed at his reflection on the sea. The features of a merman were clear on his giant body, a fierce shark revealed before everyone. The effect of becoming a merman is determined by your potential. You have great talent, Goliath. Enjoy your power. A surge of unprecedented power surged within Goliath. He effortlessly picked up the giant blade beside him and swung it towards the water. Boom! The calm sea surged with massive waves, tossing two small boats violently. Ha 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 ha! In the violent shaking, Goliath laughed loudly. He turned to Miriam, a red light flashing in his eyes. Thank you, witch lady. I will greatly enjoy the power you bestowed upon me. Sorry I didn't have time to pledge my loyalty to you. The traitors and the enemies of the Philistines are waiting for me to slay them. Don't blame me. Blame yourself for letting your guard down. From now on, I'll honor you with the blood of our enemies. Goliath suddenly swung his blade at Miriam, but as the mighty blade neared her, it abruptly froze, losing all its power. The scar on Goliath's neck glowed with a snake-like purple light. He collapsed in agony, the piercing pain returning with a vengeance, and the pain within him vanished. What did you do? I am the High Priest of Lemuria. I may not excel at what you mentioned, but I understand humanity, Philistine. Pain and power I bestow both upon you. No matter where you are, no matter how strong you become, I can strip your power and bring back your pain at will. You enjoy it, don't you? Impressive, witch lady. Tell me what you know, and I'll grant you an easy death. It's just a minor episode, why bother, witch? You already have ways to control me. My loyalty to you should be even more steadfast. Our partnership remains effective. There's no better partner than me. Accept my service and let our cooperation continue. As you know, loyalty isn't my strong suit, but it's not my loyalty you need, is it? It's my skills. Miriam looked at Goliath in surprise and smiled after a moment. Your tricks and vileness surprise me. You're right, Goliath. You can do things I can't. Shall we continue our collaboration? Goliath smiled and extended his hand, but Miriam ignored it, turning to walk towards the ship's canopy. From now on, call me High Priest. Goliath withdrew his hand. Touching the mark on his neck, he smiled at the sea, new fangs gleaming sharply in the sunlight. Pleasure working with you, High Priest. Echoes of the past. The palace of the old is but a mirage, remnants of dreams echoing in emptiness. On the withered throne, only the king's corpse remains, still telling ancient fables. The ship's bottom scrapes the sand, docking at the shore. Miriam disembarks, gazing at the island ahead. This island is tiny, like a rugged reef. Ancient and complex vegetation covers the rock, telling tales of long-standing solitude. The lost Lemurian civilization is an ancient legend among the Philistine tribes. After their coastal raid, my fleet encountered a storm and ended up here by chance. The statue was found here. Anything else? There are a few scattered around. Most were shown to you earlier. I've searched the entire island and found no ruins. Only took these trinkets. I planned to check it out later when I had time, but I got caught up in the mess of Glenn's rebellion. Is this your hometown? The island's appearance has changed significantly. It might be Lemuria, or it might be something else. I'm not sure. Over thousands of years, many things can change. Miriam carefully stroked the sand on the shore. She recalled the fall of her homeland, standing among the fishermen, despairing as the ocean swallowed Lemuria. She has returned. Soon she will bring Lemuria back to the sea. Where did you find the statue? Take me there. Follow me. What did you say you were looking for earlier? The king's relic? What can that be used for? Awaken the king. You must find the silver substance left behind after the king's death. It is essential for the ritual. What exactly does that ritual entail? Is it similar to the one you used to turn us into Murlocs? So are you going to dig up your king's corpse and whip it? He's been dead for 1,000 years. Excuse me. His body would probably fall apart at a touch. Psst. The purple glow on his neck flickered, and the piercing pain made Goliath gasp. Disrespect the king again. The punishment won't be this light. Lead the way properly. The weeds in dense forest parted by blackness, revealing a small bay before everyone. When I looked from the other direction earlier, I didn't see this bay, and the bay itself looks so strange. That's right, its appearance changes, or even disappears when viewed from different angles, so I guess it's some kind of sorcery. It's a dream the king created to protect Lemuria from the invaders. Miriam's eyes start to light up with excitement. Dreamscape? Where was the statue found? Right there. Goliath pointed to an altar not far away. The altar was covered in weeds, almost unrecognizable. Deborah took out the statue of Tulu and placed it on the altar. The base fit perfectly with the altar. Seems like nothing's changed. Did I place it wrong? If placing it there caused any changes, I'd have gone in long ago and taken all valuable items. He looked at Miriam questioningly. She walked to the altar, took out a dagger, and cut her finger. A drop of crimson blood fell from the white fingertips on the statue. Wow. A ripple seems to spread through the air, causing the isolated island under everyone's feet to start shaking. Is this... The shape of the bay began to blur as the seawater swirled and stood upright, forming a massive whirlpool like a giant gate, inviting everyone. King, this is the tomb you prepared for yourself. The fire you left for Lemuria is still inside, isn't it? Hey, wait, do you have a death wish? Miriam excitedly walked towards the vortex, ignoring Goliath's calls. Goliath cursed and followed. Is this underwater? It's a miracle we can breathe and talk here. A narrow stone staircase appeared, leading to the unseen seabed. They followed Miriam down. What's that up ahead? After walking along the stone steps for an unknown amount of time... Oh, this is Sanga's place. Unknown amount of time, a majestic ruin appeared before everyone. The dark stone pillars stand solemnly like beheaded guards holding their spears on either side. Walls and roads made of giant stones, cracked and decayed, dirty algae crawling over their remains, telling tales of past glory and millennia of solitude. A group of people trudged through the seawater and pebbles, ascending the broken steps. Is this the throne of Lemuria? A broken stone throne stands at the end of the path. Upon it, a long dead skeleton rests its chin, gazing wearily at the remnants of bygone dreams. It's you, my lord. It's your relic. I found you. It's been millennia since I last saw you. Miriam bows devoutly, kneeling to the bones. She stood up and reached into the filthy skeletal remains. When she withdrew her hands, a faint silver light appeared in the dim ruins. A silver orb lay in Miriam's hand, light flickering on its surface, casting dreamlike reflections on the water. Miriam leaned closer, listening to its breath. Is this what you call silver matter? Contrary to what Talis said, but this must be what I'm looking for. Are you sure? This thing doesn't look good. If you speak ill of the king again, I will grant you the most painful death. Just kidding, why so serious? You said what Talis described is different, so his method probably won't work. What's your next move? I heard a heartbeat on it. It's the heartbeat of the king. Its life is fading. I can feel it. Providing it with life will resurrect the king. Yes, it must be like this. She drew her dagger. Miriam, what are you doing? To nurture the king's rebirth with my own life, serving the king. What an ultimate honor. This is my mission. Bless me, Deborah. Poof. The ritual dagger plunged into Miriam's chest, twisting to carve a bloody void. Countless blood sprays mixed with seawater, swirling around the ruined throne. The skeletons bathed in warm blood, coldly watching the scene before them. Miriam seemed unfazed by the pain, her smile growing more fervent. She held the molten silver orb and placed it into the hollow in her chest. Ugh. The moment you enter Miriam's body, the light orb bursts with intense light, writhing madly, it's resisting. Miriam's life flows into it, consumed and then discarded. Flames scorched every inch of her skin. Blades exploited every piece of her flesh. Endless pain overwhelmed Miriam, who struggled to maintain her twisted smile. My lord, please accept me. Bang. Miriam. Miriam couldn't hold on any longer and fainted. Move that ominous thing from her body and get her on that ship. Get her on the ship. But Miriam said, if you want her to live, do it now. The mist and waves have dissipated, leaving the island a lonely black dot in the distance. Goliath leaned against the ship's rail, enjoying the gentle sway. Lord Goliath, you seem to be in good spirits. Does this sun remind you of the Philistine shores? The homeland's coast? Ha! I was just thinking, if I kill Miriam now, I can go anywhere. Huh, sir? This doesn't seem right. Miriam is far stronger than me. She's severely injured now. If she misses today, she may... If she misses today, she may never get another chance. I think it's... What? Weird. You wouldn't do that. What do you think? I'm some kind of soft-hearted person? It's not that. If you really wanted to kill her, you would have done it by now, instead of chatting with me here. Kid, you're getting to know me better. Lord Goliath, why don't you kill Miriam? Kill her and I would indeed be free, but what good is freedom? Goliath gazed at the flocks of birds over the sea and closed his eyes comfortably. I can seek out the tribes that once defeated the Philistines and settle old scores. I can continue raiding the coast with my people, but that's all I can do. Miriam gave me power, but it's not enough. Far from enough. Just brute strength against those powerful kingdom troops will still be hunted down, fleeing like wild dogs in the sea. I seek a power greater than what Miriam gave me. It's called power, Bisha. Compared to power, freedom is insignificant. A scarlet gleam flicked in his eyes as he licked his lips, smiling in delight. Miriam now controls the Orn family. I can use her to multiply this power exponentially. At that time, I will take back these powers from her hands. But Miriam is so powerful, this risk is too great. Abisha, I'm the leader of the Philistines, remember? We've been failing and running away. I want to lead the Philistines to victory once. As for risks, what do you think I have left to lose? The giant gently patted Abisha's shoulder and walked to Miriam's bedside. ... King, my lord, you abandoned me. Why? Blood seeps through the bandages on Miriam's chest. She lies weakly on the bed, staring blankly at the endless sea. Ever since you woke up, you've been repeating this phrase nonstop. Can't you say something else? You look like a dead fish hanging up. That holy embryo can definitely be sustained with the body. I felt it very clearly. My method is not wrong. But the king rejected me. The king rejected me. Goliath clearly saw Miriam's pain and confusion. They flashed by. The king told me that when the stars align, he will reappear and Lemuria will return. Stars, could it be related to the stars? Got it. The king's power comes from the stars. Maybe only those born under the right alignment can nourish the king's holy fetus. The next star line will soon come. Can find a newborn. Excitement flares in Miriam's eyes. She jumps up, aggravating her wounds, and starts coughing violently. Take your time to heal. If you die here, your king won't survive either. Whether it's searching for the holy infant, nurturing the sacred fetus, or gathering followers, everything you need to do next requires a lot of money, power, manpower, and authority. I don't have time to care about this. This is exactly why we work together. I have time, plenty of it. The power of the Orn family alone is not enough for what comes next. We need the support of more families across the land. All the power of the Orn family is at your disposal. You handle these matters. Before the next celestial alignment, I'll find a suitable vessel for the king's sacred fetus. Miriam slightly turned her head to glance at Goliath. Strength, power, wealth, dignity. I know what you want to do, Philistine. I don't care. Keeping you alive is because you're smart enough. Don't do anything foolish. Goliath shows a wicked smile. As you command, High Priest. Miriam, we're home. Along the winding coastline of the Orn family territory, the strange fishermen, drawn by a call, lined the shore densely, awaiting their master. Goliath looked at their strange forms, the blade in his hand, and their loyal yet foolish eyes with satisfaction. He gazed at the endless fertile lands behind the Murloc, like a shark eyeing a dying whale. Best friend. Oh my god, dude. What is this, part 15? In that tranquil paradise, all friends gaze at each other. They will hold hands and ascend the steps of the divine realm together. Best friend, part 15. My god. She's got her own little story. Please sit, Goliath of the Orn family. The old man's words still retained a basic aristocratic elegance, but his disdain was undisguised. Mr. Edmund, I fully understand your hostility towards the Orn family. The Orn family has now embarked on an unusual path. An unusual path, you freaks. Your existence is blasphemous to everyone on this continent. Trust me, Mr. Edmund, it was an accident. That witch Miryam caused all this. I know that you and several other families are secretly planning to attack the Orn family. Old Edmund's body tensed up, and he sat up slightly. Goliath noticed and smiled at him. Don't be nervous, Mr. Edmund. Miryam took my freedom. We share a common enemy. Miryam has great power. You have many brave warriors, but defeating her will come at a great cost. I am willing to cooperate with you. Here is my sincerity. The guards carried several chests into the parlor. When the chests were opened, the dazzling golden light shone on old Edmund's face, making him momentarily dazed. I can feel your sincerity, Mr. Goliath. What's your plan? I've already visited Papa Sanam and several other prominent families. The Armies of various families have begun to gather. Before they take action, I think we need to have a meeting. I will tell you everything about the Orn family and offer my advice. I'll ensure you kill Miriam at a minimal cost, and... He leaned in close to old Edmund's ear. To be honest with you, Mr. Edmund, I am looking for the right person for a deep collaboration. To be blunt, the Edmund family's strength is considered strong among the major families. That's precisely why I'm willing to cooperate with you. The wealth and lands of the Orns, even Miriam's power, I can offer you a part of it. I seek a deep alliance. After all, our goal isn't just to defeat Miriam and the Orn family, right? The old man looked at Goliath with a knowing smile. You ambitious little brat. Your vision is far-reaching, Mr. Goliath, indeed. The fall of the Orn family is just the beginning. Our alliance will usher in a new dynasty for this land. ... Sister, father, Miriam, are you okay? Miriam woke up in a sweat, her back soaked. Her father and sister vanished before her eyes, replaced by Deborah's concerned face. Did you dream about your family? I saw my father and sister. They both had fish-like faces. Father said they had lived like this for thousands of years. He asked me how much longer does he have to wait. Deborah, I can't remember what my father looks like anymore. Miriam couldn't continue. She leaned weakly against the bed rail. Deborah placed a handkerchief on Miriam's forehead, gently patting her back. You've been having nightmares lately. Your wounds aren't fully healed yet, so stop dwelling on it. It's okay. Once you recover and come to the Divine Kingdom, you will reunite with your family soon. Sorry, Deborah. Whether in Lemuria or now, you've helped me a lot. You're saying things I don't understand again. Why apologize for that? Miriam shook her head. Offering no further explanation, she gazed at Deborah's swollen belly with a complex expression. My wounds are almost healed. You're about to become a mother, so take care of yourself first. Oh, Murphy must be Deborah's daughter. I'm just as healthy as she is. Miriam, listen, she's kicking me. Really? Let me hear it. Miriam bent down, leaning close to Deborah's belly. It's real, I heard it. Child, look, this is your godmother, our high priestess Miriam. She sensed you, so we knew early on that you were a girl and prepared gifts for your birth. In the future, she will take our whole family to the legendary Divine Kingdom. By then, your father will still be the chief priest driver, and I will still be his maid. In the Divine Kingdom, there's no need for coachmen or maids. That's not acceptable. It's not as fun as being with you. Miriam stared at Deborah's belly, showing a complex smile. Deborah, you are my only friend. There's something I want to tell you. Report to the High Priest. Goliath is waiting at the door. Let him in. Looks like I'll have to wait a bit longer to hear this surprise. Deborah made a face at Miriam and retreated next door. Goliath entered, watching Deborah's figure thoughtfully. How's the contact with the other families going? Humans on land are indeed much smarter than the Philistines. But as long as they are human, their desires are not much different. I told each family that they would be our closest allies. Together we'll kill you, destroy the Orn family, and then I'll share the land, wealth, and power with them. This promise is full of loopholes, but those guys are arrogant enough to believe they are destined to stand at the top of the world without any doubt. Their army is gathering. The Lion Day is in a few days. We'll have a feast then. That will surely be a wonderful feast. Goliath grinned wickedly, revealing his shark-like teeth. You did great. How about you? How's the preparation for finding the Holy Child going? I've searched everyone within the Orn family. I found some babies about to be born at the star alignment, but their families don't believe in the Divine Kingdom. Such a person is unworthy to be the vessel for the king. It's indeed difficult to be born at the exact moment and have your family believe in your Divine Kingdom. The Orn family's territory is currently very limited, and your faith hasn't had the chance to spread. We have very few people we can find. It's a pity that Deborah's child won't be born for another 3 months, otherwise she would have been the perfect candidate. So what now? Should we let those born under the aligned stars try? If the implant fails again, the sacred fetus might be damaged. I can't let the king take such a risk. That's tricky. I can't think of any other way to help you. Goliath leaned back in his chair, seeing where Miriam looked and her expression. Goliath suddenly sat upright. Straight. Wait a minute, you're not thinking of... Miriam turns her head slightly, looking at Goliath. Her gaze sends a chill up Goliath's spine. That's... So you, Miriam, you're such a redacted lunatic. Don't worry, I don't mind it at all. My choice was right. Only by working with a madman like you can we achieve what others can't. Go get ready. I need to start preparing for my ritual as well. Heh, when the stars align, it will be a splendid night. See you then, High Priest. The door opened, and the gentle sunset light shone on Deborah. She hums a local tune, while gently caressing her... Aw, that's so sad. Gently caressing her swollen belly. Perhaps thinking about what to prepare for the baby, or what name to choose. At least we saved Murphy. Seeing Miriam enter, she waves at her. Miriam, are you done talking? How did it go? Smoothly done. Goliath was well prepared. Great, does that mean we will soon welcome the Divine Kingdom? Miriam smiled at her. Deborah, knowing her well, easily caught the fatigue in Miriam's smile. Miriam, you seem a bit off mentally. You said things went smoothly with Goliath, but what about our side? Is there a problem? I can't find the right person, Deborah. Our faith hasn't spread yet, and there's no suitable holy child. I wanted to wait for the next star alignment, but Father and the King are urging me. I can't wait any longer, Deborah. She hugged Deborah, burying her face in Deborah's belly. Tears fell, soaking Deborah's clothes. Oh, if only my child had been born 2 or 3 months earlier, then I could have helped you. Miriam, don't worry too much. We can think of other solutions. There's no other way, Deborah. Only one option left. She looked up, wiped away her tears, and caressed Deborah's face. She recalled some long-forgotten questions. Those questions buried by time now resurfaced, filling her mind with a dusty haze. Deborah, do you believe in the King? Of course. Deborah, do you know what faith is? My teacher once told me that faith is all about responsibility and meaning, with no room for anything else. You're making it so complicated. It's actually quite simple, Deborah. You have been my only true friend ever since a long time ago. I promise you the highest honor, to make you the first citizen of the Divine Kingdom. I will make your home the happiest in the Divine Kingdom. I will do it, Deborah. I will remember your hopes for the future. Now I bestow this honor upon you. The Divine Kingdom will surely come, and the ladder to it will bear your name. All the believers, all the citizens of the Divine Kingdom will remember you. Wait, Miriam, Deborah didn't have time to feel fear. Before she finished speaking, a serpentine black mist entered her body. She felt dizzy and slumped on Miriam's shoulder. You can't do that, young Miriam. I have to do this. Your father and the king wouldn't want to see you like this. You're just a 9-year-old child, Miriam. You don't understand. Father and king wish to see the arrival of the Divine Kingdom. And am I not fulfilling their wishes? But this is wrong. Only the Divine Kingdom is right. Miriam's voice is calm, as if stating an obvious fact. Little Miriam looks at her future self, confident, resolute, powerful. She is the undisputed High Priest of Lemuria, the solitary envoy of the Divine Kingdom. The daughter, trembling under the ruins, calling for her father, is no longer related to her. I understand. I guess it's time for me to go. She looked at her sorrowfully. May you find your own divine realm, Miriam. I will. She knew it was the final blessing and farewell. Young Miriam left, as if she had never existed. Miriam didn't glance at the place where she disappeared. She hugged Deborah, gently patted her back while softly humming a Lemurian lullaby, as if soothing a child to sleep. Outside the window, the sun is set and the stars begin to trace their paths. The moment of celestial alignment is approaching. Bang. Listen, stars. Okay, we finally made it to the end. Oh, it's a miracle. Blood, tears. I do love the story, though. It's a lot of reading. Blood, tears, sacrifice, revelry, slaughter. Another tale of the stars begin, but the stars do not care. They shine as they always have. That's gonna make this chapter super long. Listen, stars, part 16. Orn family territory altar. Tick-tock. The sound of water droplets clearly reached Deborah's ears. She slowly opened her eyes. A room surrounded by dark stone slabs. Starlight falls through the hole above, illuminating her belly. Her body was bare, her belly swollen, with veins visible under the starlight. What's happening, Miriam? She tried to get up, only to find her body and limbs bound to a stone altar, unable to move. A pair of hands reached out and grasped hers. They were cold and slick like a pale snake. I'm here, Deborah. I'm here. Miriam, what are you doing? This joke isn't funny at all, Miriam. Let me down. No, Deborah, this is no joke. Nothing in this world is more solemn than this. What do you want, Miriam? Didn't you say I was your best friend? You had a friend named Deborah too. Isn't that fate, Miriam? Please don't hurt me. How could I, Deborah? How could I hurt you? You're my best friend, my only friend. She caressed Deborah's face, wiping away her fearful tears. The cold, slimy touch made Deborah shiver uncontrollably. I'd never ever hurt you, Deborah. I just want to give you a gift. Gift? Present? I so wish I could be the one to bear the sacred fetus, but you've seen me try to implant it. I'm not worthy. This honor is not for everyone. It's my regret that I can't enjoy it. Deborah, I am your daughter's godmother. I will bestow the supreme honor upon my goddaughter, and also upon you, my dear friend. Miriam, I'm willing to let my daughter become a vessel to enjoy this honor, but she won't be born for another 3 months. There's nothing I can do. It's too late, Deborah. It's too late. Miriam looked lovingly at Deborah, her tone becoming even gentler. She is the perfect choice. She must be born today. ... Edmund Territory Banquet Hall. Now let's welcome the host of this event, Goliath from Orn. Cheers echoed in the hall. Goliath stepped on stage, slowly scanning the room. Edmund, Papas, Inam, members of all the great families have gathered here. Their ornate attire tells its history of slaughter, and their laughing eyes gleam with greed. They are the masters of land and history. They are the slaves of power and desire. Goliath smiled at them. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the official formation of the Seven Families Alliance. Detailed agreements will be shared with you shortly. Now let's enjoy this wonderful feast. Cheers to land, money, and power. The crowd cheered and raised their glasses. Exquisite and plentiful dishes were served one after another. The banquet began, and the nobles raised their glasses to celebrate the upcoming games. The noise drowned out all the sounds from outside. Outside the door. Ah. Excuse me. You are, The bishop pulls out the knife embedded in the guard. Phew. If only I couldn't understand these Murlocs, then I wouldn't have to do this job. He glanced at the fisherman soldier beside him and sighed. Have all other exits been secured? Have the bodyguards brought by the families been killed? Good. Secure all exits of the castle. Station a squad with me by the banquet hall, awaiting Lord Goliath's next orders. Their main force will know about the anomaly here in an hour or two. Pray Lord Goliath solves it by then. No, Miriam, don't. Please, for the sake of our relationship, spare me. I bestow upon you the highest honor, yet you insult this friendship, Deborah. But it's okay, my lord understands your fear. Our friendship won't change because of these insults. She devoutly placed the statue of Tulu beside the altar and bowed to it. Praise our lord, Lemuria, the great king. Tonight I shall welcome your return. Please wait patiently. The moment of star alignment is near. She stood up and gently walked towards Deborah. In her pale hand, a strangely shaped ceremonial dagger glinted with the dim light. No, Miriam, please don't do something so cruel. Look at me, Deborah. Look at me. Look at me! I know you're scared. I've seen many believers, and they all fear the end of this life. But don't worry. You are a supreme citizen of the Divine Kingdom. All your suffering will be compensated in the Divine Kingdom. Come, pray with me, Deborah. No, Miriam, I'm begging you. Say to me, for all who suffered, my Lord will repay. For the suffering, no, Miriam. Follow me, for all sins my Lord shall punish. Miriam chanted prayers, coming to her side. Let me speak to Nord. Miriam, just let me talk to him. Ah. Sharp pain came from her abdomen. She looked up to see Miriam's pale hand like a snake, holding a dagger that carved a red line in her belly. Miriam couldn't hear Deborah's screams or see her twisted face. The dagger moved steadily, warm blood splashing on Miriam's face. She chanted devoutly, stepping towards the divine realm. Kill Miriam, divide the Orn family, prosperity to our alliance, cheers. Glasses clink, unrestrained greed mingles with the aroma of food and wine. Goliath licked his lips, savoring the intoxicating taste. Come on, keep going, what's with you? Your face. My face? He looked at the mirror like smooth tiles beside him, and saw a face that resembled a fish. Ah! Wounds appeared on his chest as if slashed by invisible daggers. His ears and eyebrows were vanishing, while his eyeballs rapidly swelled, growing sideways. Intense pain pierced through the alcohol and adrenaline, reaching his brain. He collapsed to the ground, belatedly crying out in agony, his hands frantically clawing at his face. Is this ah? 1, 2, 3. In the luxurious banquet hall, nobles collapse one after another. Crimson wounds appear on them, one after another, with blood and flesh painting on ancient pattern on their bodies. The wails of agony form a grand symphony. Blood sprays filling every goblet. This is a Murloc ritual. Yes, the fisherman ritual. You must have heard about the Orange family's tragedy. Why, Goliath? Why? Goliath seemed to have heard a funny joke. He stood up from his throne and picked up his knife. Working with you, I can gain a small piece of Orange family territory. By working with Miriam, I can gain unimaginable power, turn your families into fishmen, and control all your wealth. Tell me, Mr. Edmund, if you were me, what would you choose? We won't surrender without a fight. That's right, Goliath. With the honor of the Enon family, we will... Ah! A massive blade descended vertically, splitting the young noble into two, stripping him of his ability to prove his honor. The surrounding doors open, and countless Murlocs flood into the hall. Where are the guards outside? While you were drinking, we had already taken out your guards. As for the troops outside the city, don't bother trying to contact them anymore. Blood stained every corner of the hall, screams echoed madly off the walls, like a symphony from hell. Those who didn't drink the poisoned wine trembled, too weak to draw their swords or flee. Goliath admired the bloody scene in the hall, relishing the fear on the nobles' faces. He sighed with pleasure and lifted the massive blade. Drink the poison and turn into a merman, or die here, your choice. Ah! The shrill scream hit the stone slab, echoing dully. She wanted to struggle to escape, but her body was controlled by Miriam, unable to move. She wanted to faint, but her mind was painfully clear, facing pain and fear. Say to me, all devout ones will be blessed by our Lord. Deborah's blood spattered all over Miriam. She remembered years ago, at the temple altar, she said goodbye to her father the same way. Parting is for a better reunion, right, my lord? She gazed deeply at Deborah's abdomen, the dagger moving to complete the final stroke of the drawing. Come on, Deborah, talk to me. All the desires. Miriam's hand reached into Deborah's belly, stirring and tearing. Deborah's hoarse voice screamed in agony, her crimson eyes wide open, staring straight at her abdomen. The Lord shall grant all wishes. Miriam tore something, which should have hurt, but Deborah no longer felt it. Her mind had become numb. Emotions and senses have left her. She vaguely saw Miriam pulling a bloody lump from her abdomen. Sarah, Miriam had told her it's her sister's name. She and Nord agreed to name their daughter this, but she hasn't told Miriam yet. She's gonna be Murphy. Call her Sarah, Deborah murmured, but she could no longer make a sound. My lord, may our song across the Aquer and join you in endless peace and bliss. So Murphy's name was supposed to be Sarah. Miriam kissed her goddaughter tenderly. The baby's blood staining her lips. Blood dripped from her lips as she gently covered Deborah's eyes. Rat-a-tat-tat. Faint footsteps sound from inside the house. The crude hut, built of dark stone slabs, look exactly like Miriam's former home. In this house, she said goodbye to her mother, father, sister, and friends. In this house, she will reunite with them. Footsteps stopped at the doorway. Praise the high priest. Praise the high priest! Goliath knelt down. Behind him, countless Murlocs shouted the same phrase and knelt in unison. They surrounded the hut like endless waves, waiting for Aquer's command. Miriam carried the bloody baby towards the crowd. The fishermen made way for her. The stars have aligned. The king's holy embryo is now implanted. Soon the king will reappear. The king will shelter his good people and bring the divine kingdom. Divine realm! Divine realm! The fishermen cheered and danced wildly. Miriam, like the fish people, Miriam stood in the center. Starlight shone down, illuminating her tear-streaked bloody face. The king's doctrine will spread across the world, High Priest. Give this cult a name. Cold, burning eyes slowly turn. Miriam surveys her soldiers, her people. She gives them a High Priestess smile. We cross the sea, following the king's footsteps. We cross the sea, bringing the king's kingdom. The world will call us Sea Striders. Seafarer, seafarer. No, she says Sea Striders, you derps. Amid the deafening chorus of fishmen, Miriam raises the baby high. In place of her heart, the sacred fetus emits a pure white glow beneath the stars. Whoa. All fell silent. The blood-covered baby squirmed, and in the ancient ruins, her bladed fate first cry echoed. The silent stars listened to the prophetic wail. A star falls, leaving a mournful trace across the night sky. I might separate this into its own video. Another story about the stars is about to begin. Twisted devotion. My god, dude, my lips are dry. Oh, suffering, bro. Alright, let's see what we got. All that reading, we got like a lot of cubes. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Also, let's turn this, in case I do this one on accident, I want it to be Coral. Lady Death of Miss Coral. But right now we need more Sangas. We need Sangas! Oh! Or Cassius or Goliath. I'll even take Celeste too, honestly. I'm thinking about putting her in my deck at some point if I can get enough of them. Oh, what did we get? No Pharaohs. No Ferris. No Ferris. Don't do it. Show me Sangha. Oh, Celeste. That's fine. Whatever. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, we should have our revives, and hopefully we can beat this Aisha chick. I doubt we can beat the final boss after beating her, but god, dude. If we can get through her, I'll be happy, I guess. Why are you in Chinese? Oh, heck. English? Oh, it's all in Chinese. Jesus. Send help. I don't know how this happened. Oh, that's full screen. English? English? Oh. Oh, that's not what we were looking for. Does that just exit game? Okay, cool. I don't know where English is. Oh my god. Why did this patch turn everything into Chinese? I don't understand. I don't understand. That's gotta be one of those settings. I did it again, full screen. Oh, there we go. Yay. Huh? What the f... What is happening? Okay, thank God. We're here. Wonderful. Ah, the new event's out too. I already did Dreamscape, so. You have unlocked Desecrate. The freebies for this event will compensate keepers as follows. Okay, thank you, I guess. Yeah, that was a long story. That was a long story. What is this? That is definitely Cthulhu. Gain strength equal to 5% of the equipped attack at... Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's going on Goliath. For sure. It's Tulu. I love Tulu. Tulu's so cool. Such a cool character. Oh, this isn't one of the good events, though. It's okay, I guess, but it's not one of the good ones. Oh, but do I want to take that off? Oh, that's rough. Because the power reduction is really good, but tentacles, though. It's not as good as the jellyfish either, because the jellyfish gives, like, straight... Every turn it gives strength. We'll see once I get it maxed out. Right now, I'm leave it as it is, but once we get it maxed out, I might change it. Defeat the boss who? Who's the boss? Candlebreaker? What is this? Oh, okay. It's my strength now, bud. What just... Oh, he died. I was like, what just happened to my Arithmetica? I should have done the Shattered Halberd one, actually. It's okay. Please save me. A melancholic traveler grabs your hand. He has been wandering here for... Oh, this is the guy that was stuck in a loop. earth, silent earth, steady earth, the earth that bears humanity, eternal and indestructible, but the earth trembles. It splits open with bottomless chasms, and everything it supports teeter on the brink. You place all hope on the earth, but when it starts to quake, where will you go? Sacrifice the people of Lemuria call to you. Sacrifice everything so the divine land without calamity may descend. Psych. Lose 219 HP, gain 1 symptom card, or... Yeah, let's just do that. I want to protect the precious. Let's do it. I did click the glowing area, I thought.
ちょうど彫刻に使う素材が欲しかったの。新鮮なのが一番よね。
僕を舐めるな。
かかってきて。
食らえ。
Oh, I should have defended. Whoops. Or gray tentacled, whatever you want to call it.
Perfect.
Chainbreaker, that's what the name was. I thought it was something else for some reason. It's Helot. Helot's the boss, apparently.
Perfect.
食らえ。ほりゃ。
気をつけてね。
怖い。
真の芸術に説明はいらないわ。
You're not about to frill me, are you? No, weak's fine. Weak is fine. No frill.
Kimiが僕の体内にいることは知っている。
いらっしゃいませ。パーティーですよ。
巨人に勝てるやつなんざ
この世に存在しねえ。潮時だ。
回って回って。回って回って。回って回って。
力がみなぎる。
回って回って。
僕をなめるな。
Well, so far, I really like this map. It's nothing crazy like Helots or the ice stages or anything like that. God. Oh, another symptom? Okay. You're killing me. You're killing me, actually. Very fitting, though. Very fitting event for the story.
Perfect.
バカ。
美の虜になって。
You know, even though I like this thing, I rarely pay enough attention to keep the arithmetic or have cards remain correctly. Like, ever. Because I think I needed to leave some arithmetic of that turn, actually. But I didn't, so... Which is easier to leave a card in the hand than it is to leave Arithmetica, in my opinion. Oh, can you get those buffs multiple times? That's super dope, actually. Yeah, you can. That's fantastic. I'm glad I didn't get rid of them, actually. I was tempted, but... let the tentacles do it. Don't you dare. Okay. Get rid of this, though. Nice. Bum. Oh, this is different every time. I should have read the other one. Plague is everywhere. It is the most shameless servant, declaring divine judgment after the god's wrath on land and sea. Bury your kin's corpses, burn them, Pray that those who died protecting you stay far away. Life and humanity crumbled before the plague. Sacrifice Lemuria's people call you. Sacrifice everything to bring forth a divine land free of calamity. You survived. You see countless mounds of earth. Burnt bodies. You fought hard to protect what you hold dear, paying a heavy price, but that no longer matters. You hear the bells of the divine kingdom ringing. Liquid gush from the pupils, cold and turbulent, taking away part of the soul. Oh, what's up with the Nubian things now? Went from candle place to Nubians. Don't know.
パーフェクト。
侮辱した者たちよ、対価を払え。潮時だ。
気をつけてね。
怖い。薬剤降臨。回って回って。
Oh, heck. Oh, he'll die to the retaliation, actually. It's fine. Ah, we got this so late, though. Oh, well. We might get enough battles. I doubt it, though. No, you didn't get a single battle. The earth no longer trembles, the ocean no longer roars, and the plague no longer spreads. Disaster destroyed Lemuria, leaving only you. You look around, seeing devastation everywhere. Your hands are empty. The heck is this? So what, dear priest? Step over the ruins and corpses of Lemuria. Keep moving forward. You're just one step away from the divine kingdom. Transform each normal symptom card in the deck into a divine illusion and gain 2 more divine illusion. What is divine illusion? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that seems good, I guess. Before the collapsed throne of Lemuria, you recite the final prayer. The endless abyss opens up before you. You kneel, smile, and weep. Behold, Father, Deborah, behold, my Supreme King, the divine kingdom has descended up before me. Oh, wonderful. Choose one awaker to gain 2 arithmetic. Yeah, that seems awesome, actually. Okay. Yeah, getting all those symptoms was dope. It was worth it. Oh gosh, she's hitting for 700 already. That's cool.
ごゆっくりお楽しみください。
Oh, I should put that on Goliath, actually. Oh, never mind. It all worked out.
世界を我が物にするペリシテ人の力、思い知れ。
回って回って。
パーフェクト。
回って回って。回って回って。
Well, I already got her vulnerable, so I don't need... Nah. Doesn't it give power? Does it not give power? I don't know. Tentacle damage. I like tentacle damage.
君が僕の体内にいることは知っている。
巨人のやつ。
満足満足。
潮時だ。
真の芸術に説明はいらないわ。終わりよ。
God, why is she hitting so hard all the time?
"君が僕の体内にいることは知っている。
バカ。
僕を舐めるな。
気をつけてね。
回って回って。
I was just testing to see if I had, what's it called? I already used her rouse or not, which I haven't. I've learned.
「美の虜になって」
回って回って。
裏切りの代償を払え。
That's a lot of strength you just gave yourself, bud.
回って回って。満足満足。回って回って。
美の虜になって。
ごゆっくりお楽しみください。回って回って。回って回って。回って回って。
パーフェクト。
回って回って。
潮時だ。
回って回って。
Oh, crap. I could have might have... Lame.
回って回って。
僕を舐めるな。
Oh, well.
終わりよ。パーフェクト。 かってきて。
I will wait on that actually. I don't think so, not this time.
Bee の虜になって。
回って回って
僕を舐めるな。
巨人に勝てるやつなんかこの世に存在しねえ。
回って回って回って回って回って回って
I'm trying to see if I can draw my makes right, honestly. That's what I'm trying to do.
ほりゃ
And I did.
力がみなぎる。
潮時だ。
回って回って回って回って
パーフェクト。
回って回って
食らえ。ほりゃ
借り尽くす。
I see.
回って回って
君が僕の体内にいることを知っている。
Actually, let's wait on that for a
僕を
second.
舐めるな。
Alright, barrier, protect me.
悪の報いを味わえ。美の虜になって。
満足満足怖いいらっしゃいませパーティーですよ
巨人のやつ。
真の芸術に説明はいらないわ。
At least she only attacks once a turn, so she'll pop my death resist first, unless she figured out a new move or something.
回って回って回って回って回って回って
力がみなぎる。
パーフェクト。
食らえ。
Ooh, what a hit.
やったな。ラム酒で勝利を
Dang, we didn't even have to pop a death resist. That went super well. This event is nice. It's very user friendly. What's her thing look like, I wonder? What's her little chibi? Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Miriam, actually, I can't believe they made her backstory sad enough that I actually cared about it, to be honest. In the junction, add a fall into madness option. Randomly awake 2 awakers and get 1 random. That's pretty good, actually, because symptom cards are good for you in this. Is retain increased drop rate of. Oh, I'll take this one. Oh, that's really good too, though. Alrighty. What's that say? King of Lemuria. Rest on Lemuria. I can't say it. Rest on the sacred throne. You wait for the king to awaken and deliver divine decrees from the realm of dreams to his people. Yeah, I'll probably separate this from the like story part and like put it with the Miriam part that I did the other day. So yeah, and that video will probably come out first, because I'm sure we're not going to beat chapter 8 today unless something crazy happens. Oh, nope. Wait a second. How close are we to leveling up? Far. Very far. How many thingies do I have? 2. Okay. It's more of a good thing. It just means I've been using the things, which is good. Oh, they actually fixed that, where it actually dispatches again. That's nice. That's probably what the maintenance, one of the things the maintenance did. Oh yeah, we gotta roll Miriam too. Dun, 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 dun. I doubt I use her because she's poison, but I like to collect the people. What is this? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, where's she at? Divine Kingdom. Power of the Pious. What's it do? Increases wears alienness by 7% and no. What is this? Oh, this is a A24 thing. Yeah. Alright. Show me the money. Oh my god. Wait, it's impossible. Oh, Pharaohs. Oh god. Oh man. I was. Oh. Oh my god. First try, dude. What is this? Oh, my RNG is insane.
Miryam です。あなた様にご挨拶申し上げます。
Oh. Yeah, I'm telling you, that story was tragic. Well, you'll see it if you get this far in the video, because I'm gonna put that at the start, but yeah, that was tragic. I guess I can save the rest for next time.